by a judge's order temporarily freezing the $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund created as part of President Trump's settlement related to his IRS case. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
Last week's order from Virginia-based federal judge Leonie Brinkema freezes the fund pending a hearing she's set for next Friday, June 12th. The Justice Department says it strongly disagrees with that order but will abide by it. That as the top Senate Republican, Majority Leader John Thune, says he wishes the administration would decide on its own to shut the fund down.
Iran says it's pulling back on talks with the U.S., accusing Israel of violating the ceasefire agreement with strikes on Lebanon. President Trump says he spoke to Israel's prime minister and Hezbollah mediators, both agreeing to pause fighting. Crews in Laos scrambling to rescue 2 remaining miners from flooded caves who have been stranded for more than a week. 5 other trapped miners were rescued over the weekend. This is ABC News. Security officials in Los Angeles going through last-minute preparations before next week's kickoff of the FIFA World Cup. The first match in L.A., then games will be held across cities across the country.
Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna says he has been assured there will be no immigration enforcement by ICE agents at FIFA World Cup events, despite comments indicating there might be from the Trump administration. Luna says he trusts it will not be happening.
Because if that starts occurring, we're going to have a whole new host of problems.
Law enforcement here says FIFA World Cup will be one of the largest security operations in Los Angeles history. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Colorado, a corrections department spokesperson confirmed that Tina Peters is no longer in custody. That after being granted clemency by the governor. The former clerk was convicted in a scheme to breach voting systems in search of evidence of election fraud in 2020. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, 2 arrests made in the shooting death of a 17-year-old in Parkland. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Up in the Hood Canal Bridge, eastbound, mid-span, you've got a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. Not much of a backup right now, but if they don't clear this soon, it could turn into a different story. Up in Everett, North 5 was slow between 526 and Highway 2. Nothing real heavy yet. Everett to Marysville, 10 minutes. Heading into Seattle, South 5 gets heavy about Northeast 50th in the downtown. It's a 20-minute trip between Linwood and Seattle. North 5 is solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90. You'll get a little clearing, and then that Ship Canal Bridge backup starts near Mercer. It's a half hour to get through downtown. South 405 is heavy from Southeast 8th through Factoria, and then from there, it continues to be crowded all the way to the Renton Landing. Closing in on a half hour from Bellevue to Renton. North 405, we're slow through the S-curves there in Renton, and southbound 167 getting pretty heavy from State Route 18 into Sumner. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. 2 people now behind bars a week after a Parkland teenager was shot and killed in front of his girlfriend. She says those robbers wanted 17-year-old Braylon Diaz's necklace, as we hear from KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon.
She says that the robbers wanted Braylon's gold chain, but shot him even after he handed it over. Now, Pierce County deputies say a 25-year-old man and a 26-year-old woman were arrested in separate places last night. Detectives are still looking for other people of interest in the shooting.
Tacoma man accused of shooting 3 people outside a Capitol Hill nightclub last month pleaded not guilty in court this morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
According to court documents, 18-year-old Jamari McQueen argued with a man outside the Cultura nightclub on East Pike just after 1 a.m. Prosecutors allege McQueen shot that man and also hit 2 innocent bystanders. He's charged with 3 counts of first-degree assault, and prosecutor spokesman Douglas Wagner says he's held on $1.5 million.
Shooting 3 people outside of a busy nightclub is very, very dangerous, and that level of violence is reflected in what is a high bail amount.
The trial is expected to get underway late next month. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Well-renowned personal injury attorney says those surviving families of the paper mill implosion in Longview deserve justice. Kevin Durkins with Clifford Law Offices in Chicago. He's worked on several high-profile cases, including the deadly Amtrak crash in DuPont. Durkins tells KIRO 7 TV it's possible criminal charges are filed in Longview.
So if someone knew we got a horrible situation here, we're going to put everybody at risk because we don't want to spend the money, that might lead to that.
It is still too early to know what might have caused last week's chemical blast that killed 11 workers at the Nippon Dynaway facility. Seattle Kraken ownership is adding a big new name. Billionaire philanthropist Melinda French Gates is joining as a minority investor. Kraken released a video conversation with French Gates and owner Samantha Holloway.
You know, Seattle's long been my home, so I was thrilled when you formed the ownership group that you did. You've now taken control of Climate Pledge Arena.
And the move comes as Holloway's group positions itself for a possible NBA expansion bid in Seattle. Your forecast now, sunny skies for this afternoon, more sunshine tomorrow, hottest day of the year thus far, Tuesday. Temperatures in the mid-80s, some spots could see 90s though. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Umami.
Oh, umami. Yes, right back at you there. Here we go, everybody. Gather the kids around the Crystal radio set. If you made your own radio from Radio Shack out of crystals. Never understood how that worked, Andrew. You're into all that sort of stuff. You make your own radio?
No, that's before my time, the crystal stuff.
Thank you for that. Here we go. John Curley Show. Welcome to Casino Resort text line. 1-888-973-5476. That's a great weekend. Great weekend.
Yeah.
Kid of Task, come on now. Coyote Store. Oh, signing the initiatives. I was there with Brian Haywood himself, standing there, and he's like a T-shirt on and a suit coat. I was like, what does this look for? And it was freezing. The wind was whipping across the plains, raising wheat, and still smells sweet. Like the wind comes whipping across the plain. That's Oklahoma. Whole bunch of people showed up. A bunch of people showed up from Monroe and Everett. I was like, all the way out here just to hang and sign. And they were looking for you, Joe, and you, Andrew, and Aaron, and Nate. And I said, oh, they're not here. It was great. There had one initiative that was being signed over there in Paulsbo at the Walmart. And, yes, one individual didn't want people to sign the thing. I think, yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. Here he is. Didn't want people.
Thank you,
Is
sir.
this your actual job, or do you have a real job?
We signed to stop the 9.9% state income tax. Get that on the ballot to repeal.
This guy's standing there trying to get him a sign. He's getting paid. And then this other person standing there, sort of, giving everybody kind of a hard time.
Working class people don't need
Signed to stop the 9.9% state income tax.
You threatened to call the cops on me
We
last
signed to
time.
stop the 9.9% state income
I want
tax.
you to know on camera, I think that you're
Signed
a
to stop
cancer
the
to
9.9%
society.
state income tax.
I think that you're not only a fraud, I think you're a piece of shit.
Oh,
Signed
wow.
the 9.9%
Good job,
state
Andrew.
income tax. You help get that on the ballot to repeal.
Working class people, billionaires should pay their fair share in taxes. This guy. I hope you burn in
Sign
hell. I
the
think you're
state.
an actual piece of
Jesus loves you.
No, he
Signed to
does
stop
not.
the state income
By the way,
tax. Get that on the
Jesus
ballot to
doesn't
repeal.
love you, buddy. Jesus doesn't love you.
Go away, Coyote.
Oh, my God. Wow. And he was back out there on Sunday as well, right? He did a double day there. He's really dedicated to this. He's a Petco. I guess Petco is nearby. He's a Petco employee, and he must have had some time, I guess, in between breaks or something.
Guess what? I know.
Sorry, I'm
So he's out there on Sunday now.
recording.
I'm giving you consent.
Signed to stop the 9.9%
I think
state
you're a
income
piece of
Hey, child here.
I don't give a
Here.
Oh,
Will you sign to stop the 9.9% state income tax?
Millionaires should pay taxes.
My friends are all coming down to sign these. I'm on the phone with them right now.
This lady, she rolls around in this car and she's like, look, and one person said, I wasn't going to sign it, but this guy was so annoying, I went back and signed it.
Billionaires.
My friend
You signed to stop the state income tax. Get that on the ballot to repeal.
He's a fraud. This is a fraud. That's a lie.
Hey, sir, could you call 911?
Look them up on Facebook right now. You have your phone in your hand. But you can look up this organization. His name, what's your name, buddy? Millionaire.
Look him up. I don't know his name, but you look him up. What's your name, buddy-o?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why would millionaires not pay taxes?
Why would they?
Why would they not? Can you explain?
That's a good question. Why would they? They have to. Why would they? They don't want to. Okay.
And not take you. What's your income?
Do you understand?
What's your income?
No, anybody, do you understand what's going on with that initiative?
I think you do. Yeah. Okay, tell me. I'm a tax-paying American. Yes, I.
Are you?
Sir,
Are you?
Do you have a phone?
This guy can yell at me all the time, but as soon as someone raises their voice at you, it's a problem. Are you serious?
By the way, everybody that works here hates this guy. Working class Americans thinks that millionaires should.
I know. I love
you, brother.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sit down.
You don't. Are you a millionaire? Are you going to make $1 million?
Okay. It was interesting. Everybody that signed the initiative when I was there, I would ask, "Are you a millionaire?" And they're like, "Hell no." These people. Sometimes you get some of those farmers out there in Eastern Washington. They don't look like millionaires, but they're doing very well. There's not one of these people anywhere near $1 million. Guys like, I'll never make $1 million. Don't need to make $1 million. Where do I sign? And I was always like, hey, do you know who Brian Hayward is? They're like, no. I said, his name's right at the top because his name's the top of every one of these initiatives right there. I said, there he is right there. Oh, who's he? And I explained the whole thing. Why is he doing it? I said, I don't know. Go talk to him. And he was there explaining the whole thing. So it got me thinking, and I want to share some of this with you. Frank Norris, he was an American novelist. He wrote a book called The Octopus, the Story of California. The book was written 1915, somewhere in there. It was about California wheat farmers and the railroad industry. It's placed in California, but it could just as easily have been in Washington from the 1880s to 1915. The railroad industry could make or break a town, as they did often in Washington. Depots meant that farmers could harvest and then ship. Railroad companies even got into the storage business. They had silos, and you had to pay to keep the grain there. Large farming companies, they got special treatments. Big farmers did. Small farmers would harvest. They'd transport the wheat by horse and wagon, and by the time they got to the train depot, sometimes the price of shipping had increased to the point that they couldn't put the grain on the trains. They got screwed over and over again. Now, Norris's novel, The Octopus, has a compelling speech. And it goes like this. And this is one of the characters speaking. If I were to name one great crying evil in American life, Mr. Derrick, it would be that the indifference of the better people to public affairs. It is so in our great centers. The other great trusts, God knows, the United States, besides our own Deer P and SW Railroad, every state has its own grievances. It's not a railroad trust or a sugar trust. It'd be an oil trust or an industry trust that exploits the people. Because, Mr. Derrick, the people allow it. The indifference of the people is the opportunity of the despot. It is as true as the whole is greater than the parts. That maxim is so old now, it's just trite, it's laughable. It is neglected and disused for the sake of some new and genius, complicated theory, some wonderful scheme of reorganizing. The facts remain the same, nevertheless, simple and fundamental, everlasting. And here it is. The people have but to say no. And not the strongest tyranny, political, religious, or finance. No organization ever could survive that even 1 week when the people speak up. The indifference, the crying evil, was extinguished in the state of Washington in 1912 when the silent citizens spoke up and the voters approved an amendment to the state's constitution to allow an initiative. You see, in 1900, Washington state's population was 518,103, and 59% lived in the rural areas and depended heavily on farmers. The citizens had lost faith in their elected officials, and they had every reason to have lost faith. They didn't trust them. They knew damn well that the railroad industry, the timber industry, the liquor industry were really the ones that were controlling the state. They were writing the laws, and they were all benefiting financially. And even so, though the lawmakers were deeply divided about giving power to the public, it passed. We were the first in the country to check lawmakers with the initiative. Big railroad and liquor and timber are gone, or at least decreased in their power, but now replaced by the public sector union. The public sector union. During the 2023-2024 election cycle, the four biggest public sector unions spent $915 million in elections, and 86% of that number came from members' dues. Although the unions are active in every single state, they spend the majority of their money in Illinois, California, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Washington. Why? Well, here is where they get the most bang for the buck. The unions have tremendous power, and the lawmakers know it. In 2010, the SEIU was one of the largest financial backers of the attempt to establish a state income tax, but only on individuals earning over $200,000. Interesting. 96% of Washington taxpayers would be spared the income tax, but yet 64% of it voted against it. Well, here we go again. It'll be the battle of the unions and the lawmakers that they control against the citizens. It is the same fight that Washington saw 115 years ago when the farmers fought back and had their voice written into the Constitution, a voice that would not be silent, that rang out louder than that train whistle. We don't trust you. We have no faith in you. You, the lawmakers, will now listen to us. We will not be controlled and we will not be silenced. Vote to get rid of the quote-unquote millionaires tax. I saw it. People, I'm telling you, they had 92,000 signatures in the first week. I don't know how many we got over the weekend. Nobody came there to Kittitas and screamed and yelled at us, interesting enough. And the guy that runs the Coyote store came out and gave us pizza. Manny. Huh?
Manny.
Yum!
Yes. Yeah, maybe somebody from Pam Stewart should sue him or something for the pizza. Yeah, it's it's going to be interesting. I asked Brian the battle. They think that the unions will have to spend $50 to $60 million in order to fight this thing when it gets on the airwaves and TV and everything else.
If it makes it to the ballot.
Yeah.
What do they have till July, early July?
July 2nd to get the initiative, to get all the signatures together, whether 400 and some thousand of those, and then it gets there. And I said, so how are you not going to have them writing, doing ads about like kids are not going to be able to read. They're going to have to bring their own pencils and teachers. He said, because we wrote this initiative, we wrote this thing when it gets on about, it doesn't touch the school district stuff. It has nothing to do with the schools. It just simply, we really narrowed it in there. They had a bunch of lawyers look at it. So hopefully it just ends up that the people, just like they did in 2010, look at it and go, wait a minute. Just like everybody was signing the initiatives there in Kittitas. They're like, I'm not a millionaire, but I know. I don't trust these people. I know exactly what they're going to do. It's going to start out at $1 million. It's going to be 7, 6, and 5. It's going to come all the way down. It's going to be everybody. And why? Because the unions want the money. They're going to benefit from health care. They're going to benefit from the teachers. They're going to benefit from all this sort of stuff. And the lawmakers that are basically just prostitutes, really badly diseased, old, ragged, bone prostitutes that are taking the money from the unions in order to hold their jobs and hold their positions, because who in the private sector would ever hire them?
And they've proven that they're not very good at spending money wisely.
Yeah, no, because it keeps coming. You just go get more of it, right? What, 45% increase in the amount of money that the state of Washington has spent in the last 10 years, 45% increase, even though the population and inflation, it's still going up. Why? Because they just keep spending and spending and spending because special interests demand this and this and this, and they just waste it all. It's just remarkable. But I think people are just completely sick of it. And that's why Jim Walsh, who's, we discovered him here on radio. We gave him his big break. Every other show steals him from us.
It's true.
But Walsh has challenged the governor. He's going to run for, Walsh thinks he's running for governor. And then
he said, of course, I would consider it. He certainly didn't say, absolutely.
Okay, you always say that.
Yeah.
And then Ferguson said something to the effect of, you don't have the guts or something, or,
Walsh wouldn't have the guts to challenge me.
This is like schoolyard stuff. Yeah. I call you out. Yeah. People used to say call you out when you were in high school, Andrew? Call you out? Is that a term you know?
No, it's not a term I know.
Nate, did you ever get that? Call you out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Joe?
I don't believe him.
What do you mean?
There was that a term back then?
Yeah, it means I'll meet you after class.
Yeah, I'll call you out. Oh, did you hear? Joe called out Andrew.
No, I think we were certainly fights would happen and we would schedule them for after school usually. Yeah. But I don't recall.
You know the term? Okay.
Yeah, we didn't use that term. I think
that was a big one. That was when we were in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So
now you know.
No, there's more to it. So then Jim Walsh calls out Bob Ferguson and says, okay, Governor, why don't we do this? Let's have a debate. We'll have a debate every single month or every week, whatever it is.
I think every month.
Every month. And here are the rules. See if you go along with this. We don't choose a topic. Some journalists will do that, choose a topic, and then we just stand up there at the podiums with no scripts, no notes, no staff, nothing. They give us the topic, and the two of us just, battle it back and forth. What's the best decision and the best ideas for the state of Washington? Now, that would be interesting.
Here's Ferguson's exact quote, because I think it's worth getting right. Jim, you're a big talker, but we all know you won't have the guts to actually take me on.
Hold on. Do we need some music under this?
Okay.
Let's see what Andrew can do.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see what he comes up with. Hold on. Andrew's working. Hold on.
Jim.
Good. There you go, Jake.
Jim, you're a big talker, but we all know you won't have the guts to actually take me on.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we went to a lot of work to get the music under that. That's it? All right.
That was it.
Well, by the way, Walsh. Yeah, exactly. Walsh will come on
at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Talk about that. Yeah. Good. All right. Did you sign the initiative? Let me see if people signed it. Did you sign it?
I haven't had the chance yet.
You're not allowed to have an opinion. How about you, Nate?
Nate's busy.
Listening. Okay, yeah. Unbelievable. Joe?
Nope. But I haven't gone to Walmart or Safeway or the Coyote. I will, though.
You will sign it.
I do. Yeah, I will, and I think for the same reasons you outlined, I think it's a lack of trust in this current administration and the ones that preceded it to be good stewards of our money.
Okay, good. Would that hanging out with me for the last couple of years, has that influenced you in any way, or you would have gone that way anyway?
I probably wouldn't have had any idea that there was such a thing as an initiative prior to having this job.
Okay.
That's right.
That's what
that's part of the problem.
That is right. Exactly. As they say, that's the majority, right? The people don't know, they're not involved, they don't care. Yeah, God knows every state. Yeah, most people because they allow it because they don't know. It's the indifference of the people. Yeah, that's what it is. All right. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
KIRO News Radio Traffic Alert.
We are monitoring in Wallingford right now a evacuation and road closures around Stone Way between 44th and 45th. 45th also closed from Green Lake Way over to Woodland Park Drive, a couple block closure there. And then North Allen Place is closed between Midvale and Stone Way. That's about a block closure. All this due to a natural gas leak in that area. And this sounds like it may have been caused by a construction crew. So we have a big scene right now. You want to avoid that area and certainly do not light a cigarette. Here in Seattle, South 5 jams up in Northeast 50th in the downtown. North 5, we're bumper to bumper before the West Seattle Bridge, just past I-90. Again, from Mercer across the Ship Canal. About 35 minutes now to get through downtown. Over in Bellevue, South 405, we're now jam-packed from Southeast 8th to 112th. Seattle to Federal Way is a half-hour commute. 45 minutes between Tacoma and Olympia. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Well, Rye has moved back to the barn. He's going to spend some time with us over the summer and save some money. And the room that he's in doesn't have a closet. And every time Nick walks in there, she's like, "Oh, it's like a bomb went off in here." I'm like, just call Closets by Design. That's a perfect example of a part of your house not functioning properly because there's no cabinets, there's no way to put anything, and Rye's stuff is all over the floor. There's probably other parts of your house that aren't functioning properly. Maybe the garage. It's a 2-car garage, but you can fit half a car in there, and who really wants to drive half a car anyway? The pantry might have a problem as well because you can't find, well, there's some beans that I think you brought back in Thanksgiving in 2001. Laundry room is a mess as well. Maybe even the entertainment center, the mudroom, the whole, just parts of the house just aren't functioning because the storage isn't good. And that's where Closets by Design come in. You're going to get yourself a custom Closet by Design individual, comes there, sees all the problems. They know exactly what you need to do, but they're going to customize it for you without the big customized price, 40% off plus 15% off and 18 months financing. Approved credit when paid in full. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. These guys are the best. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You're the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to clean, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org. Sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Summer means I have a laundry list of exterior home improvements to tackle and no time to do it. Fortunately, the team in the red van has me covered. And of course, I'm talking about Valentine Roofing, the pros that keep me off extension ladders and precarious positions. If your summer home improvement list has a new roof, siding, or a gutter upgrade, you owe it to your home to give Valentine Roofing a call. Once again, they've been awarded the 2025 Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards for Roofing by the Seattle Times. And it really comes down to two things: the best product backed by a lifetime warranty and exceptional customer service. They call that the Valentine experience. It's seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. And right now, qualified homeowners can take advantage of $0 down, 0% financing with 6 months deferred interest when paid in full within the promotional period. Financing subject to approved credit. Call 206 Roofing to schedule your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Justice Department now says it will comply with a federal judge's order pausing plans to pay out up to $1.8 billion through that anti-weaponization fund. ABC's Stephen Portnoy reports from Washington.
Last week's order from Virginia-based federal judge Leonie Brinkema freezes the fund pending a hearing she's set for next Friday, June 12th. The Justice Department says it strongly disagrees with that order but will abide by it. That as the top Senate Republican, Majority Leader John Thune, says he wishes the administration would decide on its own to shut the fund down.
A deadly shooting in eastern Washington has some parents asking why pellet guns are not treated like real firearms under a state law. More from KIRO Newsradio's Amanda Factor.
A man died last week after being shot with a pellet gun by a young child. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office tells Seattle's Morning News that case could come to prosecutors as manslaughter. But when a kid is caught with a pellet gun in a backpack at school and makes no threat, state law requires prosecutors to handle it differently.
The law was written when people thought of BB guns like what you see in a Christmas store. And so that comes to prosecutors, not just in King County, but statewide, as a mandatory diversion misdemeanor the first time.
McNerthney says if parents want things changed, they need to talk to their lawmakers. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
New executive order from Governor Bob Ferguson aims to keep more women on the job during menopause. April Haberman is CEO of Seattle-based Modervia. She says too many women quietly walk away from their careers.
That gap between what women need and what women are given is exactly where good careers begin to silently, quietly fall apart.
Governor's order requires Washington state cabinet agencies to adopt menopause workplace accommodations and training. Sunny starts to the week. Peaks tomorrow with summer-like weather. Look for mid to upper 80s, even some 90s from Olympia South. Meteorologist Jeff Mahalski is with the National Weather Service in Seattle.
It's definitely above average. You know, the normal high temperature right now for SeaTac, for example, is 69 degrees, and we're looking at temperatures in the mid-80s. It doesn't look like we will reach any records, though.
Heat spell won't last long either. Cools off by midweek with some light rain on tap as well. More on your forecast coming up, but first, Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
All right, Aaron, we're still monitoring this evacuation, which is underway, along with road closures in Wallingford around Stoneway between 44th and 45th there. We've got a natural gas leak caused by a construction crew that hit a line. You need to avoid that area entirely until we get the all clear. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. North 5 through Seattle, probably our biggest backup so far this afternoon. It is solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge, off and on to the Ship Canal Bridge. About 35 minutes now to get through downtown. Over on the east side, South 405, you're packed from Southeast 8 to 112th. Then it thins out, but you're not in the clear till you get into Renton. So it's a half hour between Bellevue and Renton. Seattle to Federal Way, a half-hour commute. We have building volumes between Interurban Avenue and 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 40-minute commute, and it is heavy south of State Route 18. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now again for today looking good. Sunny skies, highs in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, mid-80s. Hottest day of the year so far. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Cover Lines. Thanks, Home Cover Lines. Gotta make a note. Joe, make a note. We gotta get him to come out and put a generator in.
Oh.
We get a generator. Home Cover Lines. That big Gen X generator or something like that. You know, the power go out for these weddings. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Well, could it be coming? It was 1994 to 1995, the stoppage that happened in Major League Baseball with 232 games, 232 days altogether. And they canceled the 94 season. Memory served me correctly, write all this stuff down. It was all about salary caps. So this thing's been going on for a while. And basically the players go, look, these guys that own the team are billionaires. They just want to keep more of their money. They're trying to cap the whole thing. So the plan would be that the salary cap would be $245 million, a figure that would require 8 clubs, that includes the Dodgers, the New York Mets, the Yankees, to reduce their spending by a total of $578 million. That comes a salary floor of $7. Okay. That reaching the number 12 teams would have to increase their payroll by a combined $617 million. Major League Baseball proposal calls for a 50-50 split of total revenue and the players and the owners. So there were the big lockout. Of course, everybody's like, wow, this is going to be really bad for baseball.
The season was officially canceled with a press release issued by Major League Baseball,
1994.
supported by the signatures of every team but two, the Baltimore Orioles and the Cincinnati Reds. Later, as a fitting symbol of how far apart the players and owners are, Bud Selig and Donald Fehr held news conferences in two separate cities, each reminding us of the reason there will be no World Series, the salary cap.
Like a lot of things in life, you anticipate something and fear that it's coming, hope that it isn't. And when the day is here,
yeah,
there's an incredible amount of sadness.
Oh, okay. Could have done that at a funeral. 2021, 2022, 99-day lockout. It was really interesting. After 94, the popularity of the game plummeted. Attendance dropped. TV ratings fell as well because people saw it as a battle between billionaires and millionaires against billionaires. And baseball just sort of lost some its shine. But then in 98, when you had the big battle going on, the
steroid battle?
Yeah. You'd be like, hey, we like these home runs. Let's tune back in again. So will they do it? It really isn't fair when you look at somebody like the Yankees, the Dodgers. They can buy themselves a bunch of wins. And what happens with the smaller teams? You get like the Brewers, I guess Diamondbacks. Some of those, they can do okay for about 2 or 3 years, and then they have to kind of rebuild again. So they get almost there, but can't quite get all the way there. So locking out, ending the season for next year, I don't know if that's going to come to that, but certainly something has to be done because if one owner or a couple owners just have more money than the other, then the fans are always left thinking, it's going to be the same team. Our guys are never going to get there. ESPN insider Jeff Passan, oh no, he's on the Pat McAfee show, said that
when you joined the Major League,
was he in a can?
For a second.
Baseball Players Association,
there are a few things that you are told, and the chief among them is we do not have a salary cap, and we are never going to have a salary cap. That's something that they take pride in. That's something that is fundamental to their being. And so when Major League Baseball comes to them and says we want a salary cap system, immediately you're going to see players tomorrow crying no, and they're going to continue on that, which is why all of those other details that are involved in the proposal from Major League Baseball, it's going to be interesting to see how players respond to that, because what MLB is hoping, what MLB is banking on, is that they're going to be able to give the players something that gets them off of that position. But you talk with player leaders, whether it's those on the executive subcommittee, you talk with veterans who have been in the game for a long time, even the guys who are making a lot of money, and they're saying, no, we like this system as is right now. And baseball has flourished, has gotten to the point where it is under this system. Why would we go and change things?
Yeah. If you are a rich team, you pay a whole bunch of money for a player. Guy comes in and he sucks, right? Well, you could trade him away. You are okay with that. But if you're a smaller league team, you get like Cleveland, Brewers, Miami, right? You get somebody and the guy bombs out. I mean, that could be financially devastating for that team. So I looked up to thought, well, maybe they're having a whole bunch of problems. Maybe revenue's way down. Maybe attendance is down. I looked at this year, 2026 season is already off to a huge, I think it's 42% increase. I don't know which number they're getting that from when it comes to revenue and attendance. But people are watching baseball again. And then they're like, well, it's because they sped this stuff up. I don't know if that's the case. But there's just something about baseball where it is, sort of the poetic positioning narrative would be, well, in times of great flux and when there's all this stuff going on in the world, not that there's never not a lot of stuff going on, people want to be able to relax, sit there and watch a baseball game. There's just something about the slow pace. It fits summer. It feels good for you to sit there at a slow, easy, the fresh grass, the sound of the bat,
it doesn't require every second of your attention at all times.
No, not all times unless you're Aaron or Rye. and you get a chance to eat peanuts in a shell, which you would never eat anywhere else in the entire world other than at a baseball game.
That's
because
a good point.
You just drop them on the ground.
Yeah, isn't that
it's
fun?
a great feeling. Yeah. So
I
you think they get locked out? You think they close it all down? This guy said you got to be able to offer them something because you're basically saying to them, look, we're going to cap your salary. You're not going to be able to make as much as you thought you were going to make. So here's what we'll give you something else.
I can't imagine that they don't come to some sort of agreement where they avoid a lockout. I think the salary floor is another important component because there are some teams that are just not investing whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the other part of
it.
I mean, that was the big knock against the Mariners for the longest time. The guy that owned Nintendo.
Right.
He's like, he's not spending the money on the team. He doesn't. He wants to own a team. And they used to say, well, he never comes to the game. Doesn't come to America. He doesn't
It's just
care.
an investment. He's probably making some money. He's turning a profit, I would imagine.
Right.
But he's not willing to invest a lot of that profit back in the
Right.
team.
And then the former owner of the San Diego Padres, who died, I think, about a year ago or 2 years ago, he said, I will spend every single dollar I have to get to the World Series if it kills me. And
they spend a lot, but they haven't got that yet.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, there's a thing of like you just want to be part of that club, and are you willing to spend the money? But again, since it is a business, you can't say to the guy that had the Mariners, we got to spend more. If he doesn't want to spend more, he doesn't want to spend more on the thing.
Yeah, I would.
But then you think, okay, what's the effect? Is the effect that less people go to the games, less people spend money, people don't buy the shirts, don't buy the merch, don't do that, they're not buying a hot dog because you're not spending the money, the team loses? Well, it's not fair to the player. The fans themselves deserve to go to a decent baseball game, or they won't. Like in Tampa.
Well, yeah,
although Tampa's coming back,
and if the team is performing well and doing, if it's exciting the community, they will buy those shirts and buy those hats. I mean, the Mariners last year, I'm sure, set all sorts of records with their merch sales and everything else. People were into it. It's great, and it's good for a community anyway.
Yeah, people always say, "Oh, the NFL is socialism." Well, no, they have the salary caps in place to make sure that they fixed the problem early on with the NFL. Right. Baseball has been going on a lot longer, and they didn't do this. So small cities, small towns, cities that don't have as many people are still able to compete against the bigger ones to make it more interesting. Because I got to tell you, if you're like say, let's take Cleveland or Milwaukee, the Brewers or something, it's like every year, like, maybe get close on a few, but then like you just know you're. Like, even we were sitting here, we're
Milwaukee's
like, oh, my God, we're going to face the Dodgers. We're like, well, that's a foregone conclusion.
Hey, but
we dug it out against the Tigers. Then we're like, oh, good, we get to face the Dodgers.
Well, Toronto took them 7 games, almost won.
Yes.
Had every opportunity.
I know. Hope springs eternal.
It'd be sad if they lock out.
Yeah. Then they'll have to, what will they do to replace it for a while?
Pickleball.
There we go. Thank you, Nate. Oh. There, pickleball. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Thank you.
This one's brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Wallingford, we have an evacuation and road closures around the area of Stoneway between 44th and 45th and surrounding areas due to a natural gas leak. This is just east of Aurora Avenue. Here in Seattle, South 5, we're stop and go from the U District to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, just under a 25-minute commute. North 5, it is tough approaching the West Seattle Bridge past I-90, and then from there we have scattered backups across the Ship Canal. Half hour to clear downtown. Our lake bridges remain clear. Bellevue to Linwood, a half hour. You're slow from Kirkland into Canyon Park. Southbound 405 is packed from Southeast 8th and Bellevue to 112th, and then from there scattered slowing down to the Renton Landing. So 35 minutes from Bellevue to South Center because we now have a backup forming in South Center. North 405, your stop and go from South Center through the S-curves. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hey there, if you're over the age of 50 and you don't want readers or glasses or contacts anymore and you are concerned about a cataract, you do the same thing I did a couple of years ago. It's about this time, as a matter of fact. I kept getting a new prescription for glasses, and they kept getting thicker and thicker, and they were like $400 or $500 every year. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I thought, what else can I do? So I looked around. I found this card, RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. I said, okay, there's a couple. There's 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3 different doctors that do it. So I just happened to land on K2 Vision. So the first question I asked, Dr. Kopstein, was, how many of these procedures have you done? He said, about 100,000. I was like, okay, good. I'm in good hands. Then he said, listen, I'm not going to do this unless it's going to have a great result. I'm going to take a look at your eyes. I might tell you to come back in 10, 15, or 20 years. So that immediately told me he's not in it for the money. He just wants to have a great result. I said, I like this guy. So he looks at my eyes, tells me my eyes are in terrible shape, which they were, and we do it. 5 minutes, one eye, 5 on the other, go back in. The next day, I have 20/20 vision. Never looked back. No more readers, no more glasses, no more contacts. K2visionrle.com. That's K2visionrle.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 Motor Oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectal
rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Missing teeth? You may qualify for full mouth implants at a reduced cost using your medical insurance. Call South Seattle Smiles today at 206-241-5533 to see if you're a candidate. Your new smile starts now. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com.
Well, he's coming to a television near you, Mr. Unlimited. Russell Wilson.
Dangerous.
Global recognition. He ranks ESPN World Fame 100 list of most recognizable athletes on the planet.
What number?
He's just on the list.
Oh, okay.
They don't give a number. I guess it moves up and down all the time. Cringe factor. His career. Some fans and former teammates found him heavily rehearsed, overly polished personality to feel inauthentic or cringe. His dramatic exit from the Seattle and Denver, combined with struggles on the field, being benched by multiple franchises, led to a wave of online criticism and memes. Wilson officially paused his career. He's paused his career? Finalizing a transition to CBS Sports. Okay, good. He's good looking. He could put two or three sentences together.
It helps.
Brock and Salk said.
From Adam Schefter, Russell Wilson is now done with the NFL. And
Is that Brock's voice? It sounds different over the air.
It's their producer, Mara.
Oh, I was only kidding.
finalizing a deal to become a CBS sports analyst on their pregame show. He'll be with James Brown, Nate Burleson, and Bill Cowher.
Well-
So no Geno Smith, Russell Wilson duo in New York.
No, that's too bad. It is then an opportunity to have a conversation about Russell Wilson's career. Because now it comes to an end. I'm assuming this will be real. I don't think Russ is getting another offer. If Russ retires, that's it, right? 2012 through 2025, that's what, a 14-year career? Yeah, it's going to be a good conversation to kind of look back and now that it's over, take stock of Russell Wilson and everything.
I wonder how he'll be on the air. Man, every stupid idea somebody would bring to him, it seemed like he would agree to it. Eat the ball. Do you remember that one?
No.
Remember when they brought that in here, Andrew? It was, I think, vitamin-packed loaf of bread in the shape of a football.
No.
Yeah, look it up.
I remember that now.
Remember that?
Oh,
it was so bad. And then there was a eat the soccer ball.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
also, you see it? You see it? And then there was a soccer ball, and they also had like a map of the world on it or something. And maybe it was Eat the World. Just so many. And then there was a concussion drink. You drink this drink and then you don't get a concussion. Or
Can't imagine that was FDA approved.
And then I think they changed the label on it, and then it became his perfume with Sierra.
They do like morning videos with each other in bed and post them on social media.
Oh, it's so bad.
Stop.
So I know. And then like,
is football shaped bread the wave of the future? No.
It's like every bad decision. Hey, I think this is going to fail miserably, but I need $1 million to try it out. Let's find somebody. Do you see it?
I'm looking.
And he
right
took
at
it to the kids, and he was like trying to promote it. Was it full of vitamins? Vitamin-packed bread?
Rather than just grabbing a normal piece of bread, now a child actually grabs something that triggers his mind to think about the continents of the world.
And that's it. Yeah,
what cities and where they want to go. Marketing bread is an educational tool. Eat the ball, eat the earth. Wow.
Here's some bad ones. Listen, you learn from your mistakes. I think he'll do well in there.
I'm sure, he'll do fine.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't, his catchphrases, the let's ride, you just leave that stuff.
It's so weird because I talked to him one time at an event, and he was just a regular dude just sitting there just talking.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, in front of the camera and stuff, you never really knew who he was. He was always struggling to find out who his personality is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You needed to eat more of those.
Earth balls.
Here's Nate checking traffic.
This one's brought to us by your Seattle Mariners. In Wallingford, looks like some streets are reopening in that evacuation zone around parts of 45th and Stoneway due to a natural gas leak. This is just east of Aurora Avenue. Still expect some heavy traffic in that area as some streets remain closed. Everett to Marysville, a 10-minute commute. You're crowded from 526 up to Highway 2, and another backup forming near the Union Slough up to 529. Here in Seattle, we're slow from the U District to I-90. Gets pretty thick there at 520. Linwood to Seattle, just under 25 minutes. North 5, jam-packed before the West Seattle Bridge, just past I-90. You're going to clear out a bit, and then bumper to bumper again from Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through these backups. South 405 is heavy from Southeast 8th to 112th, and then from there, you're crowded all the way into Renton. About a half hour between Bellevue and Renton. There's another backup in South Center as well. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're up to 50 minutes. Got some slowing through South Tacoma to get through. About a 3 to 4 mile hefty backup through JBLM, and a little crowding as you head into downtown Olympia. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer long, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is June 19th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Muckleshoot. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Man, I love this place.
I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump telling ABC's Jonathan Karl he agrees with the Justice Department's decision to abide by a Virginia judge's ruling to temporarily freeze the $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund. Democrats have also introduced a bill to try to ban the fund from using taxpayer money after the president agreed to drop his case against the IRS. ABC's Alex Mellon has more on the original case.
A judge down in Florida who actually was the one overseeing President Trump's case against the IRS. That judge now, after a bipartisan group of judges submitted a filing asking her to reopen the case, she did say now she's ordering the administration by June 12th to provide answers on whether they committed a, quote, fraud on her court.
Demonstrators taking to the streets in central Kenya protesting plans to establish a U.S. Ebola quarantine facility at a nearby military base, arguing it could raise the risk for local residents. Health officials say there are no suspected cases of Ebola outside Central Africa. This is ABC News. In New Jersey, authorities made dozens of arrests outside an ICE facility Sunday night. A mandatory overnight curfew now in place over the weekend following those days of protests. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky.
Tensions began over Memorial Day after detainees launched a hunger strike over living conditions they call inhumane.
We've seen what has happened with ICE across the country.
New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill sent the state police to take control so federal immigration officers would back down.
America's second largest teachers union calling for major tech changes in the classroom. The plan is called Devices Down, Eyes Up, Hands On. The proposal includes limited use of screens and restrictions on AI for the youngest students. Randy Weingarten is president of the American Federation of Teachers.
Kids like the screens better than they like learning, and we have to actually create active learning and attention and cognition again.
I'm Michelle Franzen. ABC News.
Coming up, 2 Seattle cops assaulted. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
This one's brought to you by your Seattle Sports. Overall, we're seeing lighter than normal volumes on most of our major routes. Everett to Marysville, just a 10-minute commute. Getting there from Seattle will take you 50 minutes. Once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, it clears out until you get into Shoreline, right around 145th. And from there, it's pretty crowded up and through Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. We're slow from 520 all the way to 527 in Canyon Park. And then you'll jam up again as you approach the Alderwood interchange. South 5 heading into Seattle, not too bad. Stop and go from the U District, starting about Northeast 50th down to I-90. Just under 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5, though, it is scattered backups from before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through our downtown backups. Seattle to Federal Way, a 35-minute commute as well. It's pretty heavy there through the Duwamish Curve, and then stop and go once you get to 405 all the way down to 516. Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 50 minutes. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Gordillo. 2 Seattle police officers and an SDOT worker were assaulted late this morning. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi with the story.
Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says the assault happened along the Alaskan Way South Bike Trail around 11 a.m.
The suspect was throwing large rocks at a city worker, and the victim
was actually hit in the leg. The suspect reportedly also smashed out the front and back windows of the victim's city work truck.
When officers arrived, the suspect, who SPD describes as unhoused, stepped out of a tent and started swinging at them. The city worker had to go to the hospital, as did one of the officers who suffered an injury to his hand. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And that man was arrested for felonies, including assault, malicious mischief, and harassment. 26-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man are in custody for the murder of a 17-year-old in Parkland. Police say Braylon Diaz was killed after several people approached him in a car, robbed him of his jewelry, and shot him. Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto.
There is others outstanding, and we're not going to stop until we have everybody that we believe was involved in this homicide.
First two suspects could be in court as early as tomorrow. An 18-year-old Tacoma man pleads not guilty this morning to 3 counts of first-degree assault in a Capitol Hill shooting. Prosecutors say Jamari McQueen opened fire outside the Cultura nightclub on East Pike 2 weeks ago after arguing with another man. Court documents say McQueen shot that man and also hit 2 bystanders. McQueen's trial is set to start July 20th. Billionaire philanthropist Melinda French Gates is joining the Seattle Kraken ownership group. The team released a video of French Gates alongside Kraken owner Samantha Holloway.
You've now taken control of Climate Pledge Arena. I just think it says volumes about the Seattle fan base and what can be built here. So it was my great honor to join you.
And the addition of French Gates comes as Holloway and her team pursue a bid for a potential NBA franchise here in Seattle. A weather report now, looking at mid-70s for this afternoon. Some high clouds, but a nice evening in store. Hot for tomorrow, mid-80s, and some areas getting into the 90s for Tuesday. Right now, 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go with the John Curley Show. Thank you, one and all, for coming along for the ride. By the way, Joe, we're supposed to remind me when it comes to the Bucky song.
Yep.
You got that?
Got it.
Okay, good. All right. Well, sorry. You need to... You're all testy.
I got all the notes.
Okay. All right.
Including that one.
Buckers Casino Resort text line to 1-888-973-5476. Sit down, Saul. Diving in the day. Oh, you're going to stand? You're not allowed to do that because the cameras.
Well, I can't.
I'm not. No. It's fine. It's Saul's lady. He's allowed to do whatever he wants because he's got the blue bun of revolution.
Rational thinking. It's the blue bun of rational thinking. See, I did this video comparing Spencer Pratt's statements on the addiction crisis.
Yes.
And how all the addicts, when they start solving the problem in L.A., they get the addicts into rehab or tell them they can't be on the street.
Yes.
That they're going to move up here. And I got 120,000 views. If anybody goes to my Instagram, @SaulSpady, they can watch it. And one of my favorite comments is somebody goes, I was here to make fun of your blue bun, but then you said some really interesting things. And I was like, oh, it's the blue bun of rationality. And it got like 35 likes. Because you know what they say about blue-haired people. Like Brandy Cruz, she's on the front lines of disliking people with blue hair. So I try to hold it down.
Well, wait a minute. Whoa. The blue hair is a protest. It's a visual protest. It's the same blue hair or pink hair, plus if you're still wearing a COVID mask. It's a political statement.
Is it really, though?
It's assimilating. It's the same thing as the fireman's mustache. 10 guys in a fire. What? Do you know
I'll
this?
Google it.
There's the thing. It's called the fireman's mustache. You get 10 guys in a firehouse. If 3 of them grow a mustache, then the majority will grow a mustache as well. The ones that don't are the ones that can't, or the guy that just simply doesn't want to be a part of it. And then, so I think it's 3 will hold out, 7 will all grow a mustache. People assimilate to the behavior. I'm not saying that the blue bun of rationality, I don't know if that's necessarily going to take off. That's quite a commitment.
It is. I'm not saying it's for anybody else, but as I get deeper and deeper in trying to bring rational ideas to what I'd say is like this sunsetting of the 12 years of Donald Trump leading all of Seattle to being absolutely insane on politics.
Yeah.
But
don't you think that thing makes you look a little crazy?
Oh, totally. It does. Right. But it works well in my Instagram videos because, like, we were laughing. I used to have a radio show, but I was never on air. Like, I wasn't physically on video like this. Yes. And now it kind of it pulls people into my videos, and then
Yes.
they hear my words, like what I was brought in to talk to you about, which is this idea of, you know, if Nancy Pelosi is doing all this insider trading, if Donald Trump has $750 million worth of trades that he's done, maybe we should raise the salary of the United States House, the United States Senate, and have them with their bribe, because they love money, so we got
Yes,
to
they do.
bribe them,
Mhm.
that they're not allowed to trade stocks and they're not allowed to do call sheet bets. Pretty simple.
Yeah, the what you compensate these people for, believe me, after a while, $1 million, they'll find some other way. They just have to simply write the thing that they're not allowed to be involved in that public trading. But Nancy Pelosi wasn't. Remember, it was Paul Pelosi who was making the trades.
Yeah, I think that should include your family members and your children. I also believe, you know, you may say that, but the Seattle City Council, right? We have 7 of those 9 seats up next year. I'm already trying to work recruiting candidates for each one, because I believe this is our moment, our time. We weren't given Mom Donnie, who's talented. We were given Katie Wilson, who literally step 1 was trying to run Starbucks out of town. We have an opportunity to create this slate. I reached out to one of my friends I call him a pro-growth socialist. And I was like, hey, do you want to maybe run for city council? And he's like, well, how much is the pay? And I was like, $145,000. It's the best in the country.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I make $150,000 at Amazon. I don't know if I want to make less money. And so we have to reach this point where maybe the reason we have so many incompetent kooks in U.S. Congress is because
we don't pay them enough.
We don't pay them enough. And then further, we don't pay them enough, so they do illegal stock trading.
Yes.
And so, you know, these people, we got to realize there's actually 86% of Americans want a ban on stock trading by the president and by Congress people and their family members. But individually, some of them are so good at stock trading and being insider traders that we need to build a coalition of Republicans and Democrats that are bad at stock trading.
Oh.
And the way
this is interesting.
the way to get them, obviously, is with a bribe, which is their favorite frickin' thing. Money.
Yeah. Well, there's an old expression that the willing aren't able and the able aren't willing, right? That if you get paid, is it 173,000 in Congress, something like that? They give you about $1.5 million to run your office. People have 4 people on the staff. It's not easy, right? Because first of all, the founding fathers never thought anybody's going to be making a life out of this. That you'd be in there for 60 years or 50 years or something like that. They never thought you'd have to spend that much time doing the business of the people. To pay people more, yeah, that person wouldn't have to sacrifice something. You pay them $10 million, $5 million, or $2 million, and then you're going to get a better quality of people. I think you would get a better quality of lawmaker if you did offer more money.
And maybe what I wrote in my Instagram, I did $500,000 and $1 million. One of my favorite comments is from a state house candidate, Logan Evans, who's running in the 47th district. And he was like, maybe $250,000 and $500,000. It's a dialogue, right?
Yeah.
We've kind of forgotten, and you know this in Seattle, we don't dialogue on anything. You say tomato, I say MAGA! And it's like, whoa, calm down.
You know what? I've been staring at your bun. Here's what I think I like about it. It does, because when people see something, like if you saw a guy with a MAGA hat on, and then he said things that were anti-Trump, then it starts to dilute the power of the hat, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you can't judge the person by their physical displays. Then you have to start to listen to the person. So I think that's what the bun does. It breaks through the archetype of the blue-haired person with the bun on the head, but then you're saying things that counter it, so it makes the person have sort of cognitive dissonance a little bit.
The dissonance, I think we're all feeling, and I bring it up all the time. I'm a political consultant, and I like to remind people, they always laugh. I'm like, political consultants are not rocket scientists. We're kind of dumb. We operate on one thing. We receive a poll, and the poll says, oh, man, 70% of your district hates Trump. All I'm going to do now is just say, like, oh, John's Trump.
Yeah.
Like, even though you don't, like, I don't know how you're Hannah Montanaing it, like doing your radio show while also being president of the United States.
Yeah.
But somehow we know you are the carbon copy of our current president, and, like, I'm going to win. But I did a poll about a year ago, because I was having all these conversations at bars in L.A. and in Seattle, and it helped predict for me Katie Wilson winning, because Katie Wilson ran on high-density housing. And my poll said that 78% of Seattle wants 20-story buildings within 5 blocks of the light rail. By the way, Judkins Park is zoned for 3 stories. MLK is zoned for 3 stories. Bruce Harrell probably could have rezoned those and taken away some of Katie's power, but he didn't.
Yeah.
That was a rational idea. Now, ironically, I don't think Katie's going to do what she said she was going to do, which is a little disappointing. And then we go to Spencer Pratt, coming out of nowhere.
Yes.
Kind of his own version of blue bun of rationality, connecting with everybody in the city. And he seems to be running on the thing that pulled even higher than high density, which is 3 strikes, you got a 6 months of rehab.
Was that his? I thought that was yours.
That's mine, but he's found his way to that. Like, really, when you hear him talk, he's not saying it as specifically as I am, but that pulled at 83% in King County.
But you know he's going to lose.
Oh, he's not. He's going to win the primary tomorrow.
I will bet you a Dick's Burger with French fries.
Done.
Right there.
Boom.
Right there.
Illegal insider trading here on the John Curley Show.
I heard something about Dick's Burgers? You guys get the meat from a particular farmer in Eastern Washington. Really? And I was talking to somebody the other day. Do you know where Dick's Burgers gets the meat? And I said, from this guy, and it's apparently, the guy that owns Owens Meats was telling me Dick's Burgers gets the best hamburger, the best meat from this one, or 2 farmers over there, ranchers over there in Eastern Washington.
I think it's called Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yes.
But I might not be correct. I'll be honest.
I think that's it. But the guy from Owens Meats, and everybody goes to Owens Meats, and he's like, oh, yeah, Dick's Burgers gets he goes, that's where we get our meat from, is the same place Dick's Burgers. I was like, wow. And all of a sudden I had so much more respect for Dick's Burgers.
You didn't respect Grandpa's Dick's before, John?
No, I respected the burger is good, the fries are good, but I know most of your asset is in the land. But let's go back to Mondani for a minute. Saul.
Yeah. Oh, the Mondani, Katie Wilson, Spencer Pratt comparisons. By the way, I drive people crazy on the internet.
No.
Mondani and Spencer Pratt are the same, different sides of the same coin. I think they're extremely similar.
Okay, explain that.
So, policies aside, right? They're outsiders that ran against this massive insider business where there's waste on the left, on the right, housing crisis. Mamdani was speaking about how dollar pizza is going to $1.50. He was really kind of getting to the center of a lot of what New Yorkers felt was happening, which is that there was a lot of grift, a lot of waste in their government. Now, combine that with he can speak 20 languages. He's speaking Urdu with every grandma. He's the perfect candidate for New York.
Yeah.
He was so charming, he convinced the Republican to stay in the race, which allowed him to win.
Yes.
And then you have Spencer Pratt, who, the last 2 days, he's been doing cookouts in the hood. Literally, in the scariest places in L.A. He's walking everywhere. He's telling people that there's a crisis on what we know polls at 83%.
Yes.
We need to get the addicts off the street into rehab so they can get sober, because this is you got to write a story on this. You can ask any person who's a policy director for the Seattle City Council, and you can say, hey, I've heard this rumor that when we take the addicts, because we track the addicts that we have on the street, and then we give them public housing.
Yes, we do.
The truth is that when you move an addict from the street into our public housing, they die at a higher rate.
Yes, they do.
How is it? How is that such common knowledge? For everybody out there, how can we possibly be saying that we are strangling the golden goose of our business community while at the same time murdering the people we're trying to save? Right. And we have to go all in on this? We need more of this?
Well, Saul, the problem is it gets to a basic argument, a Marxist argument of oppressed oppressor.
So we just need to kill him.
No. Take away the homeless or this or that. It still gets to the people that are in positions of power. It is a battle for power, and it is through the lens of oppressor. And somebody like the folks in Seattle that put Katie Wilson in, put people you are either oppressed, meaning a worker from Starbucks, or you're an oppressor. Person? You're not oppressed. You are not oppressed, but people will put them into one category or another, and then this is the victim, this is the victimizer. And that's how they start all conversations, and then all laws are passed based upon who's oppressing and who's oppressed.
So the rational radical perspective on this is that the government is wasting our money and every citizen is oppressed by the lack of results that we're receiving. If we're building public housing units that are $1 million each, we're not just stealing from the developer, yay, or the big business, yay. We're stealing from you and me and everyone in this building to create housing that at this point, when you take an addict off the street, leads them to dying at a higher rate.
So why do you think that they take the addict off the street and put them in housing?
Well, because they don't feel like they have the ability to put them in involuntary rehab.
Right. And why don't they?
They actually do have the ability. The laws are on the books.
But I know they do have the ability, but why don't they?
My personal opinion is they lack the creativity. Going back to the political consulting concept, Seattle and King County have been literally electing every politician since Trump has been in office on who is more Trumpian. Is Bruce more Trumpian than Katie?
Right.
Is Claudia Balducci more Trumpian than Zahle? And what that leads, and you see this in almost every Democrat that's an incumbent running for office, they don't run on policies anymore. They just run on the fear of their MAGA opponent.
Yes.
And so we have lacked creativity on the West Coast because we've decided in our protest of Trump, we have to kind of lead our cities into a downhold spiral to really prove to Trump how smart we are.
I see. Well, politics, you have to have an enemy.
Right. And I think our enemy are the Democratic Socialists that are leading our city into a downward spiral. And we have to build a coalition, Republicans, Democrats, and independents. And my attempt over the next 2.5 years is to be the broken Spider-Man holding together this bus as everyone on every side is throwing trash at me, saying, why'd you break the bus? And we are going to pull this damn thing back together. We are going to pass 3 strikes, go to 6 months of rehab. We're going to rezone around our light rails for 20 stories and do a public-private partnership so we stop wasting our money to build these housing units that kill people. And we're not going to take an addict for fentanyl and put them into a building where their dealer lives downstairs. We're going to take an addict for fentanyl and give them 6 months an opportunity to get their life back. And then we'll give them housing. Then we'll give them a job picking up trash with Andrea
give
Suarez.
Them these things. Do they earn any of it?
Well, they earn it with the multiple crimes they've gotten by going in front of a judge who then gives them this opportunity to not leave rehab because there's a fence and a guy named Joe who says, you OD'd 4 times, you stole 9, you got to stay here.
Spencer Pratt, who you really seem to like, he says that people are going to move to Seattle. So how do you stop people from moving here?
So this is the thing that you got to realize. And I've done a lot of work on homelessness, right? I created the No Child Sleeps Outside campaign for Mary's Place. We raised $50 million over a decade, made pretty significant progress on family.
Amazon.
Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Starbucks. Thank you, Dick's Drive-Ins. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, all the great big businesses that we're trying to run out of town that really seem to care. And, I think you just have to settle into this concept.
But so the question is, people come here to Seattle because we give them free stuff. How do you...
You can't stop them. So this is the thing. Seattleites that are addicts will move to L.A. for the winter. Like they'll take the bus down there because there's this continuum of an opportunity to service your addiction that exists really mostly on the West Coast now in Seattle and L.A.
Yeah.
San Francisco, San Jose, Portland are all trying to right the ship and I'd say get to what we're talking about here, getting addicts off the street, giving addicts 3 to 6 months to get sober and then reconnecting them with services. We are going to be the final battleground because you're going to buy me a burger when Spencer Pratt wins in L.A.
I'm getting a double. You know what? I'm so confident. Andrew, you want one?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I'll throw in Andrew. I'll double or nothing this one.
Because let me tell you something. There's no way he's going to win. Listen, I wish he would win. But the Democrats and the unions that control L.A. will not let him win. He will not win.
I completely disagree.
But you see where he is in the polls, right?
He's going to get, I think, 31% in the primary tomorrow. I think
somebody has to get 50%. If not,
he's not going to win the primary. I'm talking about he's winning the general. By the way, that's what the bet that I thought we were having.
Oh, he's going to win the general.
Yeah.
So the one candidate must get 50%, or there's a runoff on this thing. There's 3 of them in there, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Bass versus Pratt. It's Karen Basura versus Spencer Pratt.
Okay, yeah, we're not talking about. I don't care about the primary because if the bet's off,
I'll buy you a burger if he loses the primary. I can't buy you a burger if he loses in the primary.
No, we don't. I don't need a burger for that. It's just that he's not going to win. You're going to own that. Yeah. He the reason he won't win. Listen, he's getting a lot of traction. People like what he says. But there are others that have said similar things to this. Like, for instance, Mondani won because the people, he was telling everybody, I'm going to get you all this
Mondani won
stuff.
because the Republican didn't drop out of the race.
Yes. You're right. Exactly. And they kept trying to get him out, right? What's the guy's name?
Curtis Siwa?
I think
the cat guy.
I can't mention how many times he got shot in the cab one time because they wanted to kill him. I think he got shot 7 times.
The mob tried to rub him out.
And he also has irritated bowel syndrome. Yeah. If he had stepped out, then then you would have had a Cuomo in there.
But that goes to this. If you have Cuomo, that really sounds like having Karen Bass, right? It's the old school legacy. Let's just raise your taxes, solve nothing, let the bureaucracy keep running the ship into the ground.
Yes.
Type of solution. And I think the further out that you get from Trump, and in Seattle, thank God the Seattle City Council is up next year, because Seattleites really are still like, this is a referendum on Trump. By 2027, it's not a referendum on Trump. Trump is a super lame duck president. You're going to have every single Katie Wilson candidate, because she's going to run a slate of Democratic socialists to try to push her agenda.
Right.
They're going to be trying to vilify every single, I would call them, pro-growth, Cascade Democrats that are running for office. And I think finally Seattleites are going to wake up from the horribleness.
Here's the exit question. Seattle right now on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is like Pompeii, right? We're all going to be
the volcanoes. It's exploded.
We're at the end of it, right? Where are we on the scale from 0 to 10?
I call it the Detroitification of Seattle.
Yes.
I would say we're at a 5.
5. Okay.
I think if we
Heading what direction?
Oh, we're heading towards 7. But we have an opportunity.
Yes.
If we can sweep the city council, we have to remember our mayor is a weak mayor. If you had a connected set of city council members that wanted certain policies that pulled really high in Seattle, and by the way, text in John if you want to be a Seattle city council member. I love a good X-Wing.
Do you remember doing radio and you'd hear that music?
Oh yeah, I got to shut up.
Okay. We're going to tell everybody where they can find you. They can grow a bun or they follow you along.
At Saul Spady on Instagram.
There we go. Okay. Here comes Nick checking traffic.
All right, John. Global Credit Union has the update. Seattle to Everett still hanging on at 50 minutes. We're slow from Northgate into Mill Creek. And Bellevue to Everett, we're pushing an hour, 55 minutes. It is solid now from mid-Bellevue into Canyon Park. You'll catch a little breather and then another backup as you approach the Alderwood interchange. South 5 heading into Seattle, still pretty packed at Northeast 50th to I-90. North 5 is jam-packed between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge now. About a half hour to clear our downtown backups. Bellevue, North 405 just past I-90. Got a crash in the HOV lane. Bellevue to Renton's a half hour. It is packed from mid-Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. North 405 in the south end slows through South Center through the S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is a 25-minute commute. And in Wallingford, we're all clear now from our earlier gas leak evacuation and road closures near 45th and Stone Way. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. I need an AC tune-up, and one room isn't comfortable.
We could do both. We'll get your system running right and take a look at the room. Ductless could be a great solution.
Perfect.
Yeah, and if your system's older, right now when you install a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system, the furnace is free.
Wow.
So you get a complete heating and cooling system for the price of one, and we help maximize rebates to save you the most.
Visit cmheating.com today for your tune-up or free estimate.
There's no beating CM Heating.
CMHEA HL751LW.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, they're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see. They know. They hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well,
I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. We are now hearing from some of the surviving family members of last week's chemical implosion in Longview, including a woman who lost her fiancé. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has more.
Patricia Kraft was waiting by the phone to get her regular check-in from her fiancé, 58-year-old Norman Barlow, working his shift at the paper mill in Longview. The phone never rang. She suddenly found out about the implosion and raced down to the plant.
And gave the description of what Norm looked like. And then it became the waiting game.
The couple planned to be married in June. They were high school sweethearts.
I've been here since Tuesday every day, hoping for him to come out alive. And he didn't. He was the last body found.
And Norman was one of 11 workers who died in the blast. The official cause of the implosion remains under investigation. The Justice Department says it will abide by a federal judge's order to hold off on plans to give out up to $1.8 billion in that so-called anti-weaponization fund. ABC Stephen Portnoy reports.
A social media post from the Justice Department says officials strongly disagree with last week's ruling by a federal judge in Virginia temporarily freezing the fund pending a hearing she set for the end of next week. The department says it will abide by that ruling. That as more congressional Republicans express their opposition to the idea of handing out up to $1.8 billion of taxpayer money to those who have been accused of or convicted of crimes.
New details about redevelopment plans for Wild Waves in Federal Way. The property owner plans to convert that site into a vast warehouse facility, replacing the amusement park with industrial use. The Federal Way Mirror reports planning documents show the project would cover the entire 60-plus acre site, including truck loading areas and new road access. Former Seahawks QB Russell Wilson is set to become a CBS sports analyst. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Wilson is finalizing that deal to join the network's pregame show. Reaction from Michael Bumpus on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports.
He's going to be behind the desk, talking football, and showing hopefully a side of him or personality, part of a side of him that a lot of people don't get to see. You know, because when we see Russell, we get like the generic, I already know what his answers are going to be type of thing.
Wilson spent 10 seasons in Seattle, leading the franchise to its first Super Bowl victory back in 2014. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. In Bellevue, North 405, just past I-90, we've got a crash in the HOV lane. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour commute, and it is packed from mid-Bellevue down to Cold Creek Parkway before things start to thin out for you. Seattle North 5, it is backed up from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes gets you through this. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is at 40 minutes. Heavier in the south end between Algona into Puyallup. And once you get into Puyallup, westbound 512, pretty heavy as you head through the South Hill Curve over to Canyon Road. Eastbound 512 is packed, leaving I-5 a little past State Route 7. Over toward Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, a solid 2 to 3 mile backup heading up to the summit. North 5 in front of the EQC. In Tacoma, we've got a new crash in the right lane. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're pushing an hour at 55 minutes. Text the app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
It is sunny and 75 in downtown Seattle. Tomorrow, even warmer, mid-80s. Some spots getting into the low 90s. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes. From downpours to backups, whatever's waiting for you when you head out the door, KIRO 7 News in the Morning will get you prepared. Stay up to the minute every 10 minutes. Watch KIRO 7 News in the Morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Buc-ee's, take the car to Buc-ee's. Before you take the car to Buc-ee's. Stop by Monroe and go in a hot tub. It'll relax you.
Tubs in Monroe.
51 years living there. This is not our good song. You know this is not the good one. What's the same repetitive thing? It's the same thing. We don't jam this one.
Listen, just changing.
Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. Then go to Dick's and get a hamburger. Tell them Saul paid for it because Spencer Pratt didn't win.
Airbnbs if they don't have a hot tub.
Go get a hot tub to Monroe. Okay, there we go. I was like, what the hell is that?
That ad was literally built on everything I love. I love Buc-ee's gas station in
no, not
Texas.
that. No.
Oh.
That Buc-ee, the great, crazy, gigantic Buc-ee places. No, this is Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers with 16 locations, been around for 51 years.
Oh, I love them too. I love hot tubs and I love Dick's Drive-In. So boom, great commercial.
What do you mean? I thought you don't stare at Airbnb if it has a hot tub, or it has to have a hot tub.
It has to have a hot tub. If we're
that's not counterintuitive.
For everybody out there who's thinking of buying a hot tub, if you have an Airbnb, your Airbnb goes up about $150 in value a night if you get a hot tub. Back in the day, I had an apartment. You'll love this. My ex dumped me. She took everything. It turns out
I can't believe anybody would not want to spend the rest of their life with you.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay. But anyways,
come on.
But I've
been in the studio for 22 minutes. I'm going to break up with him.
15th and Spring, I had this apartment, and I had this moment of thought. I was like, hey, I should list my apartment on Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I was able to rent it out for $250 a night with only a mattress, no furniture, and a hot tub on the deck.
Boom.
And by the end, I was renting out for $400 a night because when you really think about it, there aren't that many hotels that have hot tubs in King County. And so you kind of put yourself in this upper echelon where you're now competing with the W Hotel.
You know,
get a hot tub in Monroe.
call me skeptical, but if I walked in and all there was a mattress on the floor, I would assume the hot tub is not being maintained on
it was an
yearly
impeccably
basis.
maintained hot tub. And even further, I can say this now, I was growing 2 huge pot plants on my deck. I never told anybody about it.
Yeah.
And I never had a complaint. I think everybody who came, because I called it the Bohemian Hot Tub Paradise.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Don't let us run out of time before talking about the ad, the Ferguson tailored ad.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, okay, just
okay. So, Saul, before we went to say goodbye to you, mercifully, then you brought up the fact that in 2019 you wrote an article because a Ferguson, as the Attorney General, was able to get a law passed in the state of Washington.
Not a law passed. You'll get a cease and desist from Bob Ferguson.
Okay,
so Bob Ferguson sued Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok for not following a 1989 reporting law that was put in place for not digital ad reporting, for classic ad reporting. And then because they lost the lawsuit, because Bob is a super talented lawyer, for what it's worth. I don't love the guy, but I respect the hell out of him. And he got it banned. And so this is why we can't, it's a really hard lawsuit on free speech. I'm actually going to do a Facebook video kind of imitating Princess Leia tomorrow.
Okay, hang on. That bun is very tight on your head right now. Hold on. So what you're saying is you can't put a Facebook ad. You can't put an ad on Facebook if it's political.
Yes.
Unless you say who's paying for it.
No. The only loophole to be able to run a political Facebook ad in the state of Washington is filing for United States House, United States Senate, or the loophole that Bob left was for our great 3-term governor, Jay Inslee, to be able to run for president. Because by running for president, Jay had a Facebook, a federal election ID number. That's what you get when you run for U.S. House, U.S. Senate, or for president. And that allows you to circumvent this.
But you as a citizen, not run. You as a citizen, you're telling me you can't buy an ad that'll run on Facebook that's political, that makes a political statement.
Not any single person in this building. You as a journalist, anyone at The Stranger can't do it. I can't do it. The only people that can run a digital ad on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X are people who are running for United States House, United States Senate, or president.
Or have run?
No. You have to be currently filed. Okay. So if we wanted to gimmick it, John should file for U.S. Senate 2030. Okay. And then you can run ads on everything that you write and post from here until then. And then you just drop out 6 months beforehand. Or if you're really hot, let's go, baby.
So this is
Curly 2030.
So this is I'm assuming, but they put this in. It was dark money. They wanted to stop people that were putting stuff up, and there people. Well, where's the money coming from in order for that ad to be out there? That's why they did it, right?
That was the argument, but the real argument was that they were not following the 1989 reporting system that allows any journalist or any human can walk into any business that sells ads and make a 24-hour public disclosure request on who bought the ad and the targeting around it.
Okay, so what's the malicious action behind it?
The malicious action behind this is Bob Ferguson. We always have to remember he plays chess with his cat, which means he plays chess with himself. He had one opponent that he thought could beat him in 2019 because he didn't think Jay Inslee was going to run for another year.
Remember that? Yep.
Right? And so the only opponent that he really was afraid of was Hillary Franz.
Yes.
You can go to a tool called the Facebook Ads Library. You can look up that Bob was buying Facebook ads up to the day that his ban was in place. You can look that Hillary totally fell on her own face and she ran ads for about 6 months afterwards before the ban was fully put in place. I can look up a group that is against Brian Haywood that's illegally running ads right now. And it's really just the sadness of our side is we have ceded the Air Force. We have to realize $10,000 in Facebook ads is 1 million impressions. The reason why I can't get big traction on any of my posts about 3 strikes, you go to 6 months of rehab, because we remember it pulls.
Well, then why don't you just register that you're going to run for office?
I think U.S. Senate might be calling my name soon.
Absolutely. There you go.
My mother just collapsed.
Take your own advice. Take your own advice. Say you're going to run, file that you're running, right, with the PDC, and then can't you do whatever you want?
I think we might have to get there. I think more than just me should file. I think you should file, John. I think Jason Rand. But ads are so much fun. Who doesn't love advertising?
By the way, speaking of advertising, I screwed up, Joe.
Go on.
It was not in Monroe. The store's in Kirkland, Totem Lake. I was singing all about Monroe.
That's on you.
Well, buy your hot tubs in Kirkland, Totem Lake,
I
and
don't
then
even know.
raise the
I don't even know the name of
Airbnb
the store.
value.
Just some guy that came out he and his wife came out for the signing there in Kittitas.
Sure, their hot tubs are wonderful.
I'm sure as well. All right, well, Saul Spady, again, the name of the thing to follow you with your crazy blue bun.
At Saul Spady on Instagram or Saul Spady on Facebook. We are rational radicals. We are going to take back our city. Passing 3 strikes, you go 6 months of rehab in 20-story buildings within 5 blocks of the light rail. Yimby and NIMBY, baby.
There we go. And when Spencer Pratt loses, double cheeseburger for me, and we're going to go crazy.
Deluxe is all around.
All around. Thank you, Saul Spady. Appreciate it. Here comes Nate. Check and drive Nathan.
Harborstone Credit Union's got the update. In Bellevue, North 405, just past I-90, this crashing out blocks 2 left lanes, including the HOV. So we're sitting in a pretty thick backup into Factoria. South Center to Bellevue has a 10-minute delay. Got another backup from South Center through those S-curves. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, plan on 25 minutes on both bridge routes. I-90, you're crowded across the lake over to I-5. 520 jams up at the Arboretum over to I-5. North 5 through Seattle continues to have a thick backup between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get you through this. Northbound 99 is now heavy through the downtown tunnel. And in Tacoma, we've got this crash still North 5 in front of the EQC at L Street. It's blocking the right lane and now partially blocking your off-ramp. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone P&W Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Don't wait, insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we understand improving your home is an investment in your family, and we're here to help make it easier. With our flexible financing, keeping your family safe, comfortable, and dry has never been more affordable. For more than 20 years, Guardian has earned the trust of thousands of homeowners across the Pacific Northwest with a reputation for quality that lasts. So why wait? Start guarding your home today. Call or visit guardianroofing.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
If you've been sitting in traffic long enough to finish a podcast and question your life choices, it's time to flip your trip. Ride transit. Find a park and ride or roll past stress on a bike or scooter. Free yourself from traffic jams at flipyourtrip.org.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Stop living with missing teeth. You may qualify for full mouth implants at a reduced cost using your medical insurance. Call South Seattle Smiles today at 206-241-5533 to see if you're a candidate. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
Charlie Yardbird Parker. Who is this?
This is like a sampled song.
Okay, thank you. This is the wave of the future. The fact that, hold on, Joe. Where's my thingamajigger? It's all screwed up my computer. All these weird typing. The number of people that are getting older and going to need somebody to be in the house to take care of them. The mom and dad aren't going to do it. The aunts and uncles are not going to be involved, and you can't find somebody to be in there. So why not a robot?
Hey, Brian. It is time for lunch too, and a no caffeine drink and snack.
My husband named his robot Robbie, and Robbie right now does 27 unique tasks for Brian's care, which represents the equivalent of about 8 3/4.
What's the robot look like, Joe?
So this one
Is
in
she
particular,
hot?
no.
I'm not kidding.
This one looks like an iPad that goes up and down on a Roomba.
Oh, yeah. Okay. On a Roomba kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Roomba's got like a stick.
But it can't like pour him a drink.
No.
Okay.
Hour of what would normally be done by me or by a human home care aide.
It's so weird having Saul in here and then listening to this woman speak at a normal pace.
This is, well, I think there are two sides of the spectrum. She's a little slow.
Whiplash. It's like when you're driving at 90 miles an hour and you slow down to 60, you feel like you're not moving.
Yes.
That's the sense I get right now. Hang on.
Before we had Robbie, quite often I would run out of spoonfuls of energy long before my day was done.
I think she's there right now.
Yeah.
There's 39 more seconds, which feels like a week and a half. Do I need to keep going?
Honestly, no.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're good. We covered the bases.
God loves them. Brenda and Brian still needing some sort of help, but the robot is there. Robbie, the robot, rolling out of the hallway into the living room several times a day, just basically to like harangue the guy.
Remind him, helps him with his exercises.
Hey, Brian. It is time for lunch too, and a no caffeine drink and snack.
Yeah, I can't see that thing catching on. I mean, unless it's actually doing something, but just coming in and like
It does walk him through his exercises, shows him, it's got a video screen, so it shows him what he's supposed to be doing. Makes sure, I think it's accountability, so it checks, make sure, did you take this med? You answer yes or no, then it logs that. So they're getting a little more sophisticated.
Good. I was talking to somebody the other day about, getting near the end. I'm like, what do you want? It was Brian and I were talking about, like, how many more years. I said, listen, Hayward, you don't have to spend all this money and spend all this time on these initiatives and stuff. Why do you keep doing it? I can't get him to give me a solid answer. It's not that he's being evasive. It's just that he's like, look, I just can't have this happen in the state of Washington. I love the state of Washington. I'm not going to move out of here. He's got his farm. He's got his place in Japan. He says, I just like to see things work. I like to see things effectively work for the people, and I like to build stuff that benefits everybody. And I said to him, you're going to spend, I don't know how much more money. He's trying to get a bunch of other people involved in this. They need about $30 million or more. And
if he wasn't, we'd just be rolling over on this stuff.
Yeah, nobody would do it. No one's taking the lead on it. Yeah. But it was nice to see. By the way, I have a whole bunch of initiatives, so I'm going to go to Safeway in Cle Elum, and then I'll go to Mike's and the Pioneer Coffee. I just don't want to get into an argument with anybody on this. I don't think people are going to argue. Do you? Like that other guy?
No, not in Cle Elum. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, like this guy. I don't want to run into this guy.
Do you get paid to do this? Is this your actual job, or do you have
Let me practice. Thank you, sir.
Real job?
Will you sign to stop the 9.9% state income tax? Get that on the ballot to repeal?
And, working class people don't need
sign to stop the...
Okay, fine. Here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nathan.
All right, Bellevue North 405, just past I-90. We just cleared a collision out of your way. It's sitting on the left shoulder. We've got a pretty thick backup starting at Cold Creek Parkway. South Center to Bellevue now has a 15-minute delay, taking about 35 minutes, and that includes a backup through South Center into the S-curves. Bellevue to Everett, if you're continuing north, is at 45 minutes. Scattered backups between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. It's crowded from North Gate into Mill Creek. South 5, you're going to get packed to Northeast 50th in the downtown. Seattle to Federal Way is just 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway at 35. And in Tacoma, North 5 in front of the EQC at L Street. We're still dealing with a crash in your right lane, partially blocking your off-ramp, and now you're backed up to the T-Dome. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. If your summer home improvement list has a new roof, siding, or a gutter upgrade, you owe it to your home to give Valentine Roofing a call. And once again, they've been awarded the best in the Pacific Northwest for roofing by the Seattle Times in 2025. And right now, qualified homeowners can take advantage of $0 down and 0% financing with 6 months deferred interest when paid in full within the promotional period. Financing subject to approved credit. Call 206 Roofing today, and remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. He couldn't care less if Iran resumes talks with the U.S. after cutting them off earlier today. This is President Trump also saying that Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu told him on the phone that Israel will not send troops into Beirut or attack Lebanon. And Trump also saying Hezbollah told him they'll stop attacks on Israel. Gasoline prices were coming down recently after reports of progress in U.S.-Iran negotiations. Patrick DeHaan, Gas Buddy analyst, said those dips could be short-lived.
It's still not impossible that later this summer, even ahead of July 4, that we could see the national average pressing $5 a gallon.
The Justice Department says it will abide by a federal judge's temporary freezing of the Trump administration's special $1.8 billion fund aimed at paying people claiming they were wronged by the Biden administration. State of Florida suing OpenAI, claiming the company knowingly released and aggressively marketed ChatGPT while concealing serious risks. This is ABC News. A new season of public offerings is getting underway. ABC's Mike Dubusky.
Anthropic has filed paperwork with the Securities and Exchange Commission, kicking off the early stages of a planned public offering. The SEC will now review the company's finances, which are private for now, but will be released ahead of that IPO if it's approved. Anthropic is one of several AI companies that are planning to go public. Elon Musk's SpaceX, which owns his artificial intelligence company xAI, filed paperwork last month, and an IPO for OpenAI is also widely expected in the coming months. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Some estimates put those planned IPOs in the $1 trillion range. A teenage girl is under arrest after being accused of stabbing several horses at a Las Vegas barrel racing competition over the weekend. The horse's injuries were not life-threatening, and the teen now faces charges of torture to animals and felony malicious destruction of private property. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Coming up, 2 arrests made in the fatal shooting of a teenager in Parkland. We'll get to that after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, lighter than normal volumes this afternoon for the most part. Some areas, in fact, have already peaked, and we're seeing them thin out as we head into the peak driving hour. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. Scattered backups between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Seattle to Everett, just 40 minutes. Now, you're crowded from Northgate into Mill Creek, but you're close to the speed limit through most of this. Everett looking good. North 5, just minor slow slowing between Lowell Road and Highway 2. South 5 heading into Seattle, you're going to jam up right there at the Ship Canal Bridge in the downtown. Less than 25 minutes between Linwood and downtown, and that includes more slowing through Linwood. North 5, hefty backups before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About a half hour to clear downtown. In Tacoma, we still got this collision North 5 at L Street right in front of the Emerald Queen Casino. So it's blocking your right lane, partially blocking the off-ramp, and you're backed up to the Tacoma Dome. And heading south, Tacoma to Olympia, a 55-minute drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. 2 people are now in custody in connection with last week's murder of a 17-year-old in Parkland. Police say Braylon Diaz was shot and killed after giving armed robbers his gold chain. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says a 26-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man were arrested separately late last night in Snohomish County. Deputy Carly Capetto says they were arrested with the assistance of Tulalip Tribal Police and the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office.
She was arrested at the Walmart in Tulalip. A male had been taken in custody earlier in the day during a traffic stop.
Capetto says the pair pulled up in a car, robbed Diaz of his jewelry, and shot him. Deputies are still searching for at least 2 others. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Man was booked into jail today after allegedly assaulting 2 Seattle police officers and an SDOT worker. Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says it happened around 11 a.m. along the Alaskan Way South bike trail.
Patrol officers responded to Alaskan Way South and South Atlantic Street. Per the 911 call, checked for a man walking northbound on the bike trail, reportedly throwing rocks at a passing cyclist. He threatened to kill the reporting party.
SDOT worker went to the hospital after the man threw a rock at his leg and smashed out the front and back windows of his work truck. One of the 2 officers hurt his hand also during the arrest and had to go to the hospital. One of Pioneer Square's brand new public restrooms has been vandalized just 2 weeks after installation.
SDOT says it is disappointed that somebody broke out the window of one of those restrooms, but adds that it is pleased it was repaired in less than a day. The city spent $465,000 on the 4 solar-powered facilities ahead of the FIFA World Cup matches that start in Seattle later this month. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, Seattle Kraken ownership adding a big new name. Billionaire philanthropist Melinda French Gates is joining as a minority investor. Kraken released a video conversation today with French Gates and owner Samantha Holloway.
You know, Seattle's long been my home, so I was thrilled when you formed the ownership group that you did. You've now taken control of Climate Pledge Arena.
And this move coming as Holloway's group positions itself for a possible NBA expansion bid here in Seattle. Your forecast now, looking at some high clouds tonight, highs in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, big warm-up. It'll be mid to upper 80s. Could see some 90s in certain spots. Right now, 75 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
You're a big talker, but we all know you won't have the guts to actually take me on.
Who's that, Andrew?
That was Bob Ferguson talking.
Oh, that's right. That was Joe doing an imitation of Bob Ferguson. That's right. You'll have to get into that. Here we go with the John Curley Show. Thank you, one and all. Hurricane Saul Beatty has left the building, I think. Is he out?
I saw him talking with Rance a minute ago.
Rance, oh my God. Okay, good. Muggles Casino, 1-888-973-5476. Have it in the news. Here we go. Let's get started. Jim Walsh throwing down the gauntlet. Is they used to say back when I was a kid, calling him out. Oh, there you are. You're in your car. Are you already campaigning for governorship in Washington? What are you doing there?
I am a state senator, Carly.
Okay.
I am a state legislator.
Yes, you are.
I am a man of the people. I am not a declared candidate for governor.
Yes.
No matter what the current governor says, no matter how stupid his social media staff tries to coax me into some battle royal, I am focused on my job. and that is being a legislator for the 19th district. So Mr. Ferguson and his minions can try to pick a fight, but all I will say is I challenge the current governor to a series of once a month Lincoln Douglas style debates. No notes, no staff, no scripts, Mr. Ferguson, just you and me and a moderator. One topic a month relevant to the law and the budgets and the economy of Washington. And you and I will go mano a mano, and we will debate the policy points. We will talk about the law. We will talk about regulatory problems. We'll talk about failing public schools. We'll talk about unsafe streets. We'll talk about your unconstitutional state income tax. We'll talk about your raid on cops and firefighters' pensions. We'll talk about it all, Mr. Governor. Let's debate old school. Lincoln Douglas style. Curley can be one of the moderators.
I don't want to be involved. Lincoln Douglas debates, we go for 7 hours. Are you that certain that he would be ill-equipped to debate some of these issues with you, Jim?
Well, I want to find out. I suspect he's ill-equipped, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see if the current governor will stand for an old school, focused on the issues debate. None of his Trump derangement syndrome, none of his diversions and evasions. Let's talk about the law. Let's talk about public policy. Let's talk about schools and cops and firefighters and roads and bridges, the essential things that state government does.
Jim, you've been in
Let's
this.
do it, Mr.
You've been in this. Walsh, you've been in this a long time. You know he's not going to take you up on the challenge. In fact, you would be the one that would benefit from this, not him. So he's going to. Here's the response, probably from the governor's office, that Mr. Walsh, Representative Walsh, can talk all he wants. Maybe he should spend more time serving the people of Aberdeen. I am trying to make sure that I'm properly serving the people in the state of Washington, doing what I've been duly elected to do. Right. That's going to be the response from the office. Because what happened was you're not declaring to run for governor. You're like, I'm exploratory. You have to say these things legally. I'm exploratory. I might want to run for governor. And then he responded right away, which I thought was interesting. Well, okay, then, what did he call you? It was sort of nasty. He immediately went to the ad hominem stuff. What did he say about you, Jim?
He said I'm a big talker, and he questioned whether I had the guts to take him on.
Well, he's right in your sandbox, Walsh, because, that kind of stuff just irks you. All right, so then you wrote him back and you said, okay, let's have these debates. You established the debates that you would have no idea what the topic is. You'd stand up there would be an independent journalist of some sort. I don't think those words are oxymoron, but you'd have somebody would then say, we are going to talk about, the CCA. With that, the questions would be fired. You'd have a chance. I'm sure they'd structure it somehow that you'd be able to ask him a question. He'd ask you a question, something like that. That'd be interesting. I think it'd be a fascinating opportunity to be able to have two people that are diametrically opposed to each other politically to express ideas, not in 30-second sound bites. If this goes away, let's talk about the bigger stuff. How excited are you that 94,000 people in 1 week signed that initiative, Jim?
Very excited. This shows, John, this is the reason that Ferguson is so nervous and unhinged and trying to pick fights with me. He's trying to divert away from the fact that the people are rising up against his tax, spend, profligate, irresponsible budgets and tax policy. This unconstitutional state income tax scheme that he's got, this is an inflection point. I've been predicting it for a while now, and I think we're here. This is the point at which things begin to shift from the far left back to the middle politically here in Washington. He knows it. That's why he's so anxious. And as all the little bits of the story come out, and as it becomes clear that the executive branch was colluding with the legislative branch to write this unconstitutional state income tax scheme. He knows that the people don't want this, and they're rising up. And this initiative is one way, but there are other ways. We've got 5 state Supreme Court judges up for election this November. That's another way that people can speak. And then we've got the regular midterm elections. We got a couple of really hot Congress races, and we got the regular state legislative races. And I think the people have the chance to speak this November with the initiatives, with the judges, with the legislators, in a way that Ferguson and his crew tried to prevent the people from doing on the state income tax scheme. The people are going to speak. All political power is inherent in the people. Article 1, Section 1 of the state constitution. The people reserve the right to speak, and they're going to speak. And Ferguson and Senator Jamie Peterson and others are freaking out. And they're nervous and they're scared, and we should be.
Okay, walk us through the various scenarios. So they get the signatures. They need 400 and some thousand, I forget the number. And once they all get through, they have to have them, I think, by the 3rd of July. And then it's
under 400, and it's by the 2nd of July.
2nd of July. Yes. Okay, got it. Okay, so then there we got the signatures. And then Hobbs says, okay, they're all there. Yes, fine, dandy. And then it then ends up on the ballot. Right, and then it's going to be written down the bottom. The Attorney General gets a chance to write what the effect will be if you vote. They're going to do a reverse question. If you don't want it, vote yes. If you do want it, vote no. They're going to flip that thing in there. The same thing they do with the CCA. Down at the bottom, they're going to be able to write something that if you reject this thing, then are they going to just list all of, will it basically be frogs and pestilence and open sores and root canal for everybody? They're going to write all that stuff in there, right?
The children, it'll hurt the children.
The children.
And, whatever, they can do it. I think they've sort of overplayed their hand on those intentionally confusing, they call them public investment impact disclosures, PIIDs. They're these 30-word, up to 30-word statements that the state attorney general gets to put on the ballot. I think they've kind of overplayed their hands with those. I think voters are keen to the fact that those things are written like propaganda. The deal on the initiative to repeal the state income tax is easy. Vote yes to repeal the state income tax. Vote yes to repeal the state income tax.
In 2010, when 64% of the voters in Washington rejected the income tax, even though Bill Gates' dad was pushing it and a bunch of millionaires that didn't necessarily care about the rest of us wanted this thing to come in, the Republicans actually flipped a couple of seats. So there was a little bit of a red wave in 2010. Do you think this is going to do the exact same thing in a bigger wave? Will the Republicans and will the people that normally vote Republican, will they see this as their opportunity to sort of rise up?
Well, we're hoping so. I believe so. I don't know that it'll be a tidal wave, but I think we're going to see the momentum shift. I think that people who are voting, as the state's traditions have always been, against a state income tax, we've never had one in the state. We don't need one. I think they will be activated. I think they will vote yes to repeal the state income tax. I think they'll vote to protect girls' sports. I think they'll vote to restore the Parents' Bill of Rights. And I think they'll vote for common sense judges who aren't left-wing hacks. And I think putting that all together, I think there will be a turn in momentum. And that's why you see the current governor striking out at me.
Yeah.
He wants to try to put fear into people on his base that, I'm some sort of big boogeyman who's going to do whatever. And I'm not. I'm just trying to fix what's broken in our state.
Hey, Jim, Sal Spady was in here just a little while ago, and he was talking about, you're aware of, I think it was in 2019 or 2018, that they said you cannot buy an ad, a political ad on Facebook unless you're a declared candidate. Am I catching you off guard on this? That the social media ad ban for elections on Facebook. You can't put the ad up that's political unless you're a declared candidate.
For either Congress, Senate, or president federally.
This is in the state of Washington. Can you explain that?
It was a settlement, John. It was when Ferguson was state attorney general.
Okay.
He sued the largest social media companies, claiming that they were basically manipulating advertising on, and this was Facebook and then called Twitter, now called X. And I think it applied to like Instagram and a few others. And he argued that they were manipulating or playing favoritism or playing politics with ads, political ads on their social media platforms. And the social media companies said, well, I mean, we could litigate this and we could probably win, but we don't want to spend the money doing that. So we'll settle with the state of Washington. So the state of Washington is the only state, at least the only one I'm aware of, where politicians and political action committees and parties can't advertise on social media. This only applies to social media. It doesn't apply to TV or radio or other things. But they couldn't apply the settlement to federal races.
Okay.
Because those are handled in federal court at another level. So they carved out this thing with this agreement as part of the settlement where for federal races, if you're a declared federal candidate, then you can buy advertising. But only if you're a declared candidate for federal office, so Congress or the U.S. Senate or president, I guess.
Yeah, but Jim, you know how effective Facebook ads can be. You could spend a couple $1,000s, you could get 100,000 views on the thing. Do you think that there was something slippery or malicious going on when Ferguson ended up suing the social media companies because of what he saw as, I don't know, playing fast and loose with which ad was in which order and other things like that? Was there ill intent?
Yes. But it was a nuisance lawsuit, but the social media companies didn't want to spend the money to fight it. And it was just our state. It was just one state. So they made a deal. And the deal was local and state campaigns, candidates, parties, PACs cannot advertise.
Is there a way to change it?
Again, they couldn't do it for federal, so they can't.
Can you change that, Jim? It seems to be a great disadvantage to sort of a newcomer when 85% of incumbents win. If you can't get the word out and you can't effectively spend a couple of bucks to hit, 10,000 viewers, there's no way to flip this thing. I guess once it's settled, there's no way to establish a more open exchange of ideas in regard for money and your First Amendment not being restricted.
Well, we could try to sue again. We could also run a bill in Olympia. It's a state issue. We could make in state statutory law a clarity that political ads are allowed on social media. But with the guy who sued the companies now in the governor's office, I think that would be a tough bill to get passed. Maybe we need a new governor and somebody who could level the playing field.
How do you fight against the unions when they spend millions and millions of dollars and they know exactly how much money they're going to get every single month from union membership? There's 115,000 members in the SEIU, and every month a small portion of their income goes to the union. Then the union takes that money and then it feathers the nest of lawmakers, and they're able to support political campaigns on a monthly basis. They know exactly how much money is coming. With the Republicans, one day they get a check for $4.62 that's stained with coffee on it, and then a month later they get $200,000. Then it goes back down to $13, and it goes back up to $500,000. So it's very hard to run a political campaign without knowing how much money is coming in on a regular basis, and that seems to be the greatest advantage to the Democrats and the union. And the Republicans are sort of left begging people for loose change.
Well, I'm not worried. I'm not so worried about that, John. I think that we have better ideas and we are more efficient with the money we do raise. But yeah, there's no doubt that you call them unions, but these are not like longshoremen and electricians and plumbers and pipe fitters and pulp and paper workers. These are are particularly two unions. The Washington Education Association, which is the largest teachers union, and the SEIU, which you mentioned, which is a large state employees union. So it's not that they're unions, it's that they are government entities. They're basically count on government budgets for their resources.
Right.
And so it's government entities feeding on government entities, influencing government entities. I mean, as your listeners know, even Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a liberal in his time, was very opposed to the idea of government employed and government employee unions.
Yes.
Because unions serve a great economic purpose in pushing back and creating value in a sense of the price of labor in private employment situations where companies or individuals own the companies in question, corporate structures, individuals.
Yes. When
it's the government as the employer, there's not really the same dynamic. And that's the issue. These, what we call unions, or many people say the unions have too much influence in Washington state politics. It's really government unions that are influencing government policy. And that is problematic.
Yeah, I was reading about it the other day. 1962 in Kennedy was an executive order that allowed it to then become federal employees could be unionized, and then all the states followed along with it. And then now, you're right, they're state employees that sit down and bargain with the people that they give the money to in order to then determine what their contract is, and the taxpayer is not in the room. Although the taxpayer's wallet is in the room, the taxpayer is not in the room, and that's the problem. Well, listen, Walsh, for a moment there, you look...
Governor Inslee,
huh?
The previous Governor Inslee changed a lot of the dynamics and how those negotiations work for the worse. Very secretive, always done in advance, and then the results of the negotiations with those government workers' unions are basically sprung on the legislature after the deals have already been cut.
Yeah.
Here's what you guys need to find the money for. Go find it.
I don't even know if you could call it it's not even a negotiation, right? It's like, how much you need? What do you got? You know. Well, listen, Walsh, I'll let you go wherever you're going. I hope these debates happen. I think it would be hilarious and quite insightful. And, of course, I'd be cheering for you. And I actually would like to see Bob Ferguson and answer a few questions, and you get in there. That'd be good. Little Lincoln Douglas. Thanks, Walsh.
I think it would be healthy. I think it'd be healthy for our public discourse.
Yes, I agree. All right, we're taking a quick traffic break. Looks like you're in traffic. Thanks, Mr. Walsh. We'll talk to you soon. There he goes. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic, Nate.
All right, Outdoor Gig Harbor, westbound 16 at Pioneer Way. We have a brush fire, and crews on scene are blocking that right lane. So you're sitting in a 2-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near 36th Street. In Tacoma, we cleared our collision north 5 at L Street in front of the Emerald Queen Casino, and that earlier backup has completely cleared out. Heading south, Tacoma to Olympia, we've improved to 45 minutes. A little slow heading through Lakewood, and then you got a 3-mile thick backup through JBLM. A little more slowing heading into Olympia. Seattle to Federal Way has totally cleared out. Bellevue to Renton, 35 minutes. We're still heavy between 520 and the VMAC. North 5 into Seattle, scattered backup starting just prior to the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Still about a half hour to get through downtown. And up in Mount Lake Terrace, heading that direction, North 5 is bumper to bumper at 145th up to State Route 104 from a recent collision that was recently cleared. Seattle to Linwood is up to 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. I know what it's like. You watch the hair begin to thin, and then that crown disappears, and then the hair loss ends up robbing you of your identity. That is exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. I think it's been about 15 years now. Advanced Hair's got this simple one-day treatment, and they regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you, because when your hair's going away and it's not coming back, you could just simply say, well, I guess I'm going to be bald, or I'm going to shave my head, or I'm going to have a collection of hats. None of those are solutions that you want. You just want your hair back. And a simple one-day treatment, in one day you get your hair back. Find out more. You can set up a free consultation, give you $250 off and $250 free hair graft by simply calling 425-449-8185. And you don't want to wait, because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner the 425 Business of the Year. A call to Advanced Hair. And while you're at their website at Advanced Hair, check out the before and after pictures. That's Advanced Hair at 425-449-8185.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. He was the 11th and final victim to be recovered from last week's deadly implosion in Longview. The fiancé of 58-year-old Norman Barlow says he had concerns about working at the Nippon Dynaway paper mill. Patricia Kraft telling KIRO 7 TV.
The love of my life was trying to get a different job. He said it was not good at all. He just wanted to get out of here. it wasn't safe.
It is still too early to say what caused that deadly blast. Now that all the victims have been recovered, the State Department of Labor and Industries has investigators inside the facility working to determine the cause and whether safety violations played a role. Federal Way Public Schools has just paid millions of dollars to settle a sexual abuse lawsuit. Details from KIRO Newsradio's Frank Lindsay.
2 women sued, claiming they were assaulted by Glenfield Watkins, a math teacher at Evergreen Middle School in Kent in the 2010s. That's according to court documents obtained by the Seattle Times. The district is paying $15 million to settle the lawsuit. It says it takes these kinds of matters very seriously. Watkins pleaded guilty to 1 count of third-degree child rape in 2023, according to the Times, and he got 14 months in prison. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
We now know what will come of the water slides and roller coasters at Wild Waves after the park's final season. Looks like they will be torn down to make room for a vast industrial warehouse site. The Federal Way Mirror reports the project would include loading docks, truck access, and parking on that 1 million square foot property. Our hottest day of the year so far on tap tomorrow. Meteorologist Jeff Mahalski is with the National Weather Service in Seattle. He says some cities could heat up into the 90s.
Yeah, areas like Olympia and then down south down to Portland. That stretch of I-5 there looks like the warmest.
And a combination of heat, low humidity, and some offshore wind will create some fire danger tomorrow. Won't last long, though. Big cool down starts midweek, going to feel a bit more like January. Right now at 5:33, though, we head to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to you by Seattle Sports. Gig Harbor, westbound 16 at Pioneer Way. Your right lane is blocked by fire crews battling a brush fire. Looks like they've got the fire out, so they should be clearing out of your way soon. Meanwhile, you've got a 2.5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting before 36th Street. Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to 40 minutes. Just about a 3-mile backup through JBLM and a little more slowing heading into Olympia. Federal Way to Tacoma, just under 20 minutes. Now you're slow from State Route 18 all the way across the Puyallup River Bridge. Bellevue to Renton, right around a half hour. We're heavy from 520 down to the VMAC. Here in Seattle, North 5 scattered backups before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through this. Up in Mountain Lake Terrace and North 5 are bumper to bumper starting at 145th up to State Route 104 from a recent collision that has cleared. Seattle to Linwood, we're down just a bit to a half hour. Bellevue to Linwood, also a half hour. And you're crowded from Bellevue all the way to Canyon Park. South 5 in Seattle, you're going to jam up at the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge in the downtown. Less than 25 minutes between Linwood and downtown. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. High clouds tonight. Looking at temperatures right now in the mid-70s across the map. Tomorrow, big warm-up. We'll see mid to upper 80s. Areas farther south like Olympia could see 90. Right now, 73 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, yeah. All right. Teeny? Oh, my God. Teeny, you all right? I'm only kidding. Teeny, spin the wheel, please.
Yes.
Yes, you are. She spins the Wilcox Filling Farm Mag Recipe Wheel. The names of all the players. Listen there on the wheel, spinning round and round, red, white, and blue in honor of the 250th birthday of the greatest country in the world. Landing on me. Okay. Eggs Benedict.
Nice.
Eggs Benedict.
How do you poach an egg?
In the water. I get Aaron's looking at me. I get all nervous. Just take it to like a little bit of a boil, put it in there, and then you have to you get a spoon. You keep spooning the hot water on top of the poached egg. Oh. I don't know why that. Somehow reason that seems to
do the swirl
on there.
Well.
A little bit of vinegar, I think, helps in the poached egg. Yep. And then the big thing is the hollandaise sauce, which is. I know. I only eat poached eggs.
Well done.
You're a regular at 14 Karat where you sit down there and they just bring you your breakfast. As my dad used to say, anybody that needs to look at a breakfast menu has no imagination. It's true. There's eggs, there's bacon, there's hash browns. You don't have to just order. You don't need the menu.
Tell them what you want.
Just go crazy.
What if they don't have hollandaise?
You don't have hollandaise sauce at the 14 Karat. Come on, Joe.
I'm
a man of the people. What?
Which eggs do you use?
A Wilcox Filling Farm Eggs recipe. Thank you. Okay, at the 14th. No, I know this must be the 7,000th Northwest Regional Emmy Award. There's a guy named Jim Nelson. He's at King 5. I don't know Jim, but apparently he got up on stage after he won an Emmy, and he kind of let loose.
They can't do what we...
And he can't. He's talking what they can't. That's the influencers and
content creators.
On
social.
But he's not putting it in the category of like citizen journalist.
Hard to say, but it sure sounded like it.
All right.
We can do. They have never. I have
smattering of applause, but here we go. He's going to let loose.
Never seen a content creator sit face to face with a woman whose daughter, 18-year-old daughter, her only child died, and she poured her heart and soul to me in hopes of getting justice. Influencers don't do that. Storytellers do. I have never seen a content creator stand on the stoop of another person who lost her 2 children to gun violence and look me in the eye with dead honesty in a moment of realization and say, nobody will ever wish me happy Mother's Day again. Storytellers get that. And I didn't see a single influencer in Wenatchee last year when 3 little girls died at the hands of their own dad. When 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old girls were crying, facing grief for the first time in their lives, influencers don't capture that moment. Storytellers do.
Jim Nelson there, reporter at King 5, getting an Emmy and then thrown out there. Yeah, but I guess, I don't know Jim, but I would assume he's trying to make the distinction between a storyteller and an influencer. But influencers don't claim to tell stories necessarily. It's just like, I'm staying at this lodge and they have a great avocado toast sandwich and by the way, the lodge is letting me stay here for free because I've got 80,000 followers and I'm going to say whatever I want.
Well, that would be a travel influencer, you know.
But what other influencer is there?
I mean, he kept using the phrase content creator, which I would argue that even though he works for a television station, that's kind of what he is. He's a content creator, and there's certainly a lot of social media exclusively social media content creators that do stories like he's describing.
I would say citizen journalist. So that gets you into like Photog Steve and Cho.
And Photog Steve is the one who posted this particular video and clearly thought he was, singling him out a little bit. At least the people that do what he's doing. And Steve certainly, I'm sure, was there at Wenatchee, and he seems to be everywhere all at once.
Yeah, he does. So then Jim Nelson writes to Photog Steve, "Hi, it's me, the guy in the video, very high-profile, Big J journalist who only rides into town on his high horse. This is simply me sharing a moment with my friends. As I said, off the bat, influencers and content creators do great things. You included, Steve. If being proud of your work I've been doing for 20 years is wrong, I don't want to be right. There's room for all of us, this clown included. I'm not fearful of losing my moderately high-paying job, as some suggest. I've been fired before. I'll be fine." The problem, the challenge for people that are in TV news, they are being replaced by people that can shoot, write, edit faster, and they don't have the additional cost going with it. And unfortunately, the people that are in charge of people like Jim Nelson and sign the contracts, I don't know if they necessarily care as much about the quality and good writing and good editing. They just get it up there as fast as you possibly can because nobody's waiting around to the 6 o'clock news to watch the 6 o'clock news. People are just getting the stuff as fast as they can.
Right.
And they don't care about the facts and how fast. It's just a race to get something up and out as fast as possible. So people like Jim Nelson's been in this business, I'm assuming, as he says, for 20 years. He has seen the slow degrading of quality of news reporting. And it sucks for him because if he's a storyteller and he really takes the time to dig in and ask the questions and put the effort in to write something good, people don't care.
Right.
The general public is like, that's not the general public. It's the people that write the checks don't care. So for Jim, his quality is high, but they don't necessarily care about the quality. I think I'm just using him as an example of what's happening in television news.
Yeah, and I understand I mean, I think in his rebuttal to the comments on that video, he's saying, oh, this is just me celebrating the work that we do. However, there was definitely a us versus them kind of, stance he was taking. And I'm sure that, I get it. Like,
I won an Emmy, and I got up and I said I wanted to thank all the interns that gave up their Tuesday afternoon to eat free pizza and give me this outstanding award. And they booed me.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, you're going to tell me that's not the case? Interns judge these things. And people kept booing me. This is a while ago. I'm sure they've have only the highest standards. Jim Dever, by the way, won an Emmy for his TV work and then also for his social media work.
Yes.
Dominating.
He's a content creator.
There you go, Jimmy. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thank you, sir. Gig Harbor, our brush fires extinguished. Fire crews have left and all lanes are back open westbound 16 at Pioneer Way. Still got a hefty backup, though, starting closer to 24th now. That's about a 2.5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup. Tacoma to Olympia, we're still hovering at 45 minutes. A little crowded as you head through Lakewood. That JBLM backup is quickly thinning out, and we're all clear now as you head into Olympia. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, just under a half hour. Scattered backups between Renton and Canton. Then is still a little heavy between Algona into Sumner. Bellevue to Renton, a half hour. Heavy still from 520 down to the VMAC. North 5 in Seattle by far is our biggest backup on the map right now, and it's scattered backups before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Half hour just to get through this. Seattle to Linwood is a half hour. Slow from Northgate into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Linwood also a half hour. You're slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park, and South 5 jams up at the Ship Canal Bridge in the downtown. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio is honored to be the recipient of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence and Excellence in Writing.
We can't let hatred become the air we breathe. It poisons us all. Our strength is in unity.
We thank you who listen, stream, and watch every day. The driving force that pushes us to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar, never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K. The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Advanced Hair. All right, who's singing? We're going to do a duet, or they didn't do a duet?
We hadn't prepared a duet, so we'll just go with this man. Although somebody was very upset last week.
Because Hudson didn't sing?
Yeah, but it was less about Hudson.
Nobody mess with me. I'm the mailman. If you didn't know, I'm the mailman. I bring the mail to your door.
Right to your door. Well, first we get letter of the day. Before take care of all the rest. Joe.
Amy in Redmond says, so, were there any cameras pointed at that vandalized restroom?
Yeah, somebody broke 2 of the windows. And everybody said, wow, there's windows in a bathroom?
Yeah, and they should be able to make windows that aren't that easily breaking.
Yeah, good point, Joe. Good point.
Yeah.
Elliot in Seattle says, I can't order if the menu doesn't have pictures.
I get it.
Okay.
On the signature gathering events, Brad from Grand Mound said it's not very hard to be a millionaire anymore. If you own a house in Western Washington, you're probably already over halfway there.
Well, the bank owns it. Shelton Car Show had a signature gathering this weekend. He was very busy, says Paul on 425.
Jeff in the 253 says, John, my place is just up the road from Kittitas. Drove by on Saturday on my way out of town. I looked over the crowd thinking it might be possible to meet Haywood in person, but I decided to keep on going. Thanks for the update.
Saul Spady, Robert in the 206 says, Saul is awesome. Great show.
Tony in Everett says, who is the political consultant that was just on John's show? I didn't catch his name. He's awesome.
Saul Spady is his name. Todd in Stanwood says, does Saul really have to pay for his Dick's Burgers anyway? I would say
I
no.
doubt it. Probably not.
That's easy.
206 says, hey, Saul, why did the special sauce change? I had one at Crossroads last year, and the sauce was overwhelmingly flavored with cinnamon. Terrible. I've had Dick's since the 80s, but no more with the inedible sauce.
Wow, there it is. So 206 coming down hard on that one.
Cinnamon. That seems...
Rick in the 253 says Hidden Valley is the old Stuart Anderson farm ranch. Okay. Good to know. Everybody.
Dennis-
This is just random things people are throwing in. Go ahead.
Dennis in Arlington says, we don't pay them enough in Congress. If we give them a raise, they will have to pay more taxes. What to do?
Max in 425 says Saul's apartment was competing with the Travel Lodge on Aurora.
Bob in the 206 says, John, do you remember Dag's Burgers? Those were damn good Seattle burgers.
I'm going to say no, I don't. Sorry, Bob.
Okay.
When it comes to Walsh versus Ferguson, Chris in the 206 says Walsh needs to throw a triple dog dare you. That would do it. Why don't you throw that out there?
That's right. Biscuit from Everett says, John, why do only the left-leaning public sector unions seem to attract your ire? The Seattle Police Union has a huge overtime grift going where some of the most highly paid city employees are police, but never a negative word about them. If all public sector unions are bad, do you think the Seattle Police Guild should be disbanded too?
No, there's difference when it comes to how they're paid. By the way, I don't think they had I think they worked for about 3 years without a contract. Benny, the tugboat expert, says Walsh won't have the votes to challenge him.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Yes, Joe?
This is from Dono, on the road in his van. Hey guys, can you remind us how we can request a copy of the initiative by mail so we can sign on to it? I'm traveling the lovely USA for the last couple of years, currently way up the Alaskan Highway. I won't be home in time to sign the ballot, but if I can get one mailed to me, I could sign it and get it back in on time. Love the show. It sounds great from in the van with Elon Starlink.
Do we have his address? I could send him one.
Well, no, he doesn't need it. All he has to do is go to
Washington.
letsgowashington.com. There's a big button that says order signature sheets, and they will send them to you. And by the way, if you want to see what Dono's road adventures look like, you can find him on Instagram at Dono, _Dono_van_adventures.
Okay, thank you. Underscore out of time.
Nice.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Didn't write no more.
Didn't write no more.
She left the gloom hanging round my front door.
I saw you yawning.
I'm like, no.
I heard it.
I was holding back a tear. I had a bad night. The smoke alarm went off at 3 o'clock. Beep.
Oh.
Beep. My wife's like, just try to ignore it. Beep. Like, oh yeah.
Ignore the smoke
Then I had
alarm.
to go all the way outside to the shed to get that little giant and drag the little giant back and set it up.
Move on.
All right, Nick, let's screw yourself. Goes Nate.
All right, Gig Harbor, westbound 16. You've got a bumper-to-bumper backup from the west end of the Narrows up to Olympic Drive as we recover from an earlier brush fire that closed the lane. Southbound 167, pretty much clear. Still got a little backup left between Algona and Sumner. Bellevue to Renton, 35 minutes. We're still heavy from mid-Bellevue down to the VMAC. North 5 in Seattle. Scattered backups right at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. 25 minutes now to get through downtown. Seattle to Linwood, 25 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood, still a half hour. And South 5 heading into Seattle. A brief backup now between 520 and I-90. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I've been burned before.
I was just repeating the same patterns. It turns out I had a type.
Workplaces everywhere are looking for love. And by love, we mean the easy way to order food at work. Easy Cater.
I thought ordering from great restaurants at work had to be complicated, but then I met Easy Cater. So many options, so flexible, and when I ordered for 50 gluten-free vegans without going over budget, I knew I'd found the platform I wanted to do life and lunch with.
Fall in love with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to cleaned, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit ewsalvage.com.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families